And we are live. Hey, everybody, this is Roberto Blake helping you create something awesome today. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be over analyzing Mr. Beast acclaimed Squid Game video, the controversy around it. I'm going to be talking to some of you here in the chat. I'm also going to be bringing in my good friend Viper. We're going to break this down for y'all. But also, I'm going to dunk on some of y'all, even right now, in the comments, who think that all he did was rip something off. And I'm going to be debunking all the nonsense with facts and reason. So guess what? Strap into the stream or the replay. If you're watching the replay, thank you very much. Make sure you leave a like. If you dislike the video, you can feel free to tap that button twice. And we're going to jump into this video. Grab your popcorn, grab a drink, get yourself a snack, buckle up. It's going to be fun. I promise. I promise. So yeah, so we're going to be doing that. Now, I also want to bring in my good friend Viper here to the stream. Viper, welcome back to the program, brother.
Bro, you didn't think you about to dunk on somebody. I know Roberto not about to dunk on somebody. Oh, dude.
Like, dude, I'm about to dunk on people like I'm LeBron out here. Like, it's
man.
like, yeah, they're going to get the King James treatment. That's gonna be amazing.
Okay. I see. Let's go.
Yeah, no, because I do have to. I will not stand for any MrBeast slander. And if you don't stand for MrBeast slander, go ahead and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm here for it. But yeah, I do want to analyze this because I mean, this broke massive records. If people think there's nothing to analyze, there's massive records that were broken by this. There was a lot of planning around this. The video is currently at 150 million views, and you cannot do that just by ripping something off. And so I definitely think it is worth talking about. But before we get too much into it, I do want to acknowledge that this stream is brought to you by some very, very amazing sponsors that absolutely support the creator community. And so, Viper, if you don't mind, I'm going to do a quick little spot for our beloved sponsors. In the meantime, the rest of you can feel free to share the stream out in all the social medias and get people watching this before we get too far into it. But today's stream is sponsored by our good friends and made possible by the power of StreamYard, the simplest solution in live streaming. This is allowing us multicast to YouTube, Facebook, my Facebook group, LinkedIn Live, and Twitter Live. So if you want the simplest solution in live streaming, you want to be able to easily bring in guests, not have to download nothing. You want to really crush it with your podcast. You want to use StreamYard for your podcasting and live streaming needs. Also, want to thank our good friends over at TubeBuddy for always supporting my efforts here on the channel and supporting the creator community. TubeBuddy is the best YouTube plugin and tool in the land, and it is used by your favorite top YouTubers. So make sure you're checking both of those out. Links are in the description down below. And so, without further ado, let's get back to the show. So Viper, before we get like super heavy into this, what are people saying in the chat?
See, people are saying what's up. We got people coming from the UK. Yeah, people were just saying what's up for the most part. But yeah, I think we should get into this because there's a lot to unpack here. Actually, for those of y'all who are not aware, I actually invited Roberto on my channel about a week or so ago to talk about this very same topic. So this is not the first time that we have broached the MrBeast Squid Game video, but obviously doing it on a much larger scale here tonight with the awesome creator fam here. So let's get into it.
Yeah, actually, I got to see portions of the video earlier before it was released, and me and the group, we were talking about it. Jimmy was nice enough to show us cuts of the video. He showed it to a couple of YouTubers. He asked some of our opinions on certain things, and it was really dope. And we got to ask him a lot of questions about the process. We also got to ask him a little bit about like some of the logistics, the cost of this video before like all that stuff was made public. We got to ask him about, well, how does Netflix feel about it? We were like asking like a ton of questions. So there was a lot to be able to break down there. Funny thing about people who don't, like know some background on this type of thing, right? And I don't expect everybody to get it. But there's a lot to talk about here. A lot of the community is talking about this because it is a video that literally broke YouTube. And everybody's getting views off of talking about it. So there's no shame in that game. Here's another thing. And MrBeast actually did that kind of thing in his early career when he would make videos about PewDiePie and, well, how much money does PewDiePie make, or reacting to PewDiePie, or doing stuff like that. So there's no shame in that. The other thing is, a lot of people were talking about, well, the original creator should sue him and Netflix should sue him. Like, well, Netflix actually gave their blessing, number one. And then number two, there's an article out on Screen Rant. And I'll actually bring this up because, again, this is part of debunking the nonsense. There's an interview out from the original creator of Squid Game, Viper. What do you think is going to end up being in this article? Before, like that, I'm adding to the stream here. What do you think is going to be in the article? What do you think the original creator of Squid Game thinks about MrBeast's version?
You know, Roberto, I don't know. I have not read this article. This is the first I'm hearing of it, but I have to believe that the OG creator of Squid Game is going to have nothing but praying for MrBeast in this effort, because, well, a lot of y'all are not taking into account is that MrBeast's video actually brought more attention to the Netflix series. Like me, I haven't done it yet, but I have not watched the Netflix series yet, and I want to do it. I actually plan on doing it in the next few days. So if I feel that way, clearly I am not the only person that feels that way. There are a lot of people that have not watched Squid Game, wasn't really touching it, but then MrBeast comes out, he makes this video, he gets 150 million views, and MrBeast video now brings more attention to the Squid Game show. So people that have not watched yet, like myself, will actually go on, sign up for Netflix, because you got to remember, there are people that are watching this video that aren't even Netflix customers. So now they're going to sign up for Netflix and go watch this show just because of MrBeast's video. So I got to believe, Roberto, that the OG creator is pretty happy with MrBeast's video.
I'm going to skip ahead. Spoiler alert. I'm going to skip ahead. Let's see. What was his quote here? Because there's a quote specifically from him. Here it is. I watched some of it. I loved it. It helped me promote the show too. So I want more people to do it.
Oh my God, no.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So they were like, so like, you had all these people who wanted to talk about, like, the OG creator, the fact that it took him 12 years, all about his struggles, all the anti-capitalism stuff, blah, 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 wanting to be offended. And, the OG creator says, I'm good with it. It helps me promote the show. That's Capitalism 101, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah, free publicity. Like, a ton of free, 150 million views worth of free publicity. Yeah, I'm sure he's good with it. So yes. And more people interested in it. Like, whatever you think of MrBeast, he's not stupid. Of course, he, like, reached out on some level and was like, like, what is, like, before I go and commit and do something big like this, and it's such a major IP, and Netflix is like a, what, $500 billion company? Like, maybe what I do is, there might be a conversation. It's like, whatever you guys think, YouTubers are not stupid. I know there's a couple of people out there that are knuckleheads as large creators. MrBeast is a brilliant young man. Yeah, there's, like, and he has adults that are working responsibly with him in the background. It's fine. So
yeah, the last thing that MrBeast or any large creator wants is Netflix coming for their neck. They don't want that. Nobody wants that. Okay. So,
and by the way, like, everything that all these people complain about is fair use on the internet, and you have so many people. Like, there were, like, wasn't, like, I forget, like, it was, like, was it a journalist from The Verge or something? I'm not sure where the publication was. Maybe it was The Verge, maybe it was something else. But someone wanted to talk about MrBeast Squid Game ripoff. The OG creator.
Vice.
It was Vice. It was Vice. It wasn't The Verge. Sorry, The Verge. It's Vice. So it was Vice. Oh, why am I not shocked? Like, it was Vice wanting to talk about this MrBeast, like, ripoff edition, and it's like, no, the original creator has a word for y'all. Then I saw a narrative in Twitter where they were trying to say, oh, this is offensive to the Korean people. It's like, oh, really? You got to save your conflicts there, because Korean media and news reacted to this, and they reacted favorably. So, like, Netflix gave their blessing. The creator is all for it and says it's helping him out, and that he gave his blessings and is good with it. And he says, I love it. People should do more of this. And so the Korean people are good with it. The Korean media is good with it. The OG creator is good with it. Netflix is good away with it. So, like, why are y'all upset? Why are y'all in your feelings? Oh, you have nobody to be upset on the behalf of. Dunked, debunked, done. Like, the anti-capitalist message being used by YouTube's greatest capitalists. Cry more.
Here we go again. The cry more.
Cry more.
I love it.
Cry
Love
more.
it.
Right. So I like this is a great video. It helped out the people who starred in it. Like one of the creators that started it, she's really popping off right now. And so she has a new YouTube channel. And she played 067 in the which is one of the numbers from the main character in the show, Camila Arajo, and she is like crushing it. Like she has one video out. Like this is all any small creator could hope for. You have one video out, you get 40,000 views, you got 5,000 subscribers of your own. Her Instagram is blowing up. Her TikTok is almost, and she does really good modeling. It's all tasteful stuff. She could do a lifestyle brand like play, and her stuff is like really good. And the photographer does amazing work. I really got probably reach out and figure out some of the lighting stuff from this photographer because, like, you know, I'm into that stuff, and I think they did a really good job with her stuff, and it's very well done. And then her video, smart thumbnail, super smart thumbnail. Like again, this is the kind of thing that you'd want to have it. And then she shows like, you know, her real self versus being like a character for the thing. It's like, this is like really smart. She reacts to parts of like her own thing in the video and some of the behind the scenes. So this is clever. And there are other creators blowing up off the back of this too, Viper, like the creator who made the giant doll for hide and seek, getting tons of views for his other content too now as a result of this. Like, so people got money, people's careers got made, and then people whine about like he spent $3.5 million on this one YouTube video. Oh, why couldn't that help more people? He does help more people. He has all this philanthropy stuff, but it's like, what do you think $3.5 million goes to? For one thing, 1.5 million of it was prize money to the contestants. Everybody who could participate got something, and it was 465, or was it 456, something like that? 456 participants, and they all got something out of it. And then the other $2 million was all of the crew. You want to talk about rebuilding these set pieces? It was all the crew, and these are local people, not California. This is him in Greenville, North Carolina. He's a hometown boy. He stayed in a small town. And so it's contractors, working class people who came out and did the construction, the paint, did the props, did the craft services, did everything. So it's $200 million into his local economy as a hometown hero. What is with the criticism? Like,
you know, Roberto, I'm glad
Jesus.
you asked this particular question because I had a chat with a friend of mine about this not too long ago, and the way that MrBeast does his content in general rubs this particular person the wrong way. This person said that he doesn't like how MrBeast leads with money in most of his videos and things like that. And my point is, listen, MrBeast, every time he makes a video and it leads with money, or however you want to describe it, that dude is employing people. He's changing people's lives. He's donating. He just donated 10,000 turkeys to people for Thanksgiving. He's doing a lot of things with the money that he's leading in his videos. It's not just about MrBeast making money, this, that, and the other. MrBeast is making the world a better place, or he's trying to. For whatever criticism that you have of MrBeast, the one thing that you cannot criticize is what he does for the community and people at large. He gives back. He tries to change people's lives. He generally wants to help people and leave the world a better place than what it was when he got here. So
MrBeast does more in a month.
You can't criticize him for that.
Look, MrBeast does more in any given month of his life to make the world a better place than in the lifetime of anybody who criticizes him. I guarantee it. I can probably find empirical data benchmarks to prove that.
Yeah. And again, there are other reasons to criticize MrBeast, but what he does with money and
no one's above criticism.
No, not at all.
Like, no one's above criticism. It's that your criticism has to be factual. It has to be accurate and intellectually honest. Okay. And it has to be it has to be also logistically sound. It actually has to make reasonable and practical you have to criticize from a reasonable, logical, factual place. And the difference between facts and logic in this is that, like, you can't just make stuff up. Primary example, when you criticize them and say this is offensive to the Korean people as an American, especially if you're a white American, like you're out of line on that because no one asked you to speak for them. So like that's number one. And then when you decide to be offended and take the side of like the original creator, and then the original creator comes out and says, no, I'm good with this. It actually benefits me. Well, now, okay, you're just looking really dumb. And then here's another one. When then you have to go and say, and have to then with you talk so much about the anti-capitalist message, then say, oh, well, the creator should sue or Netflix should sue. So wait a minute, you're going to say a millionaire should sue another millionaire, and you're going to try and say almost $500 billion corporation should sue a millionaire YouTuber, but you're upset because anti-capitalism. That's kind of ridiculous at that point. It's massively hypocritical. So yeah, I'm dunking on you for that.
It, right? Think about it, like let's say
the Vice writer and like almost every journalist that criticized MrBeast on this, you go and you look at it, every single one of them either publicly declares themselves to be a socialist or has espoused anti-capitalist views. So they're not even unbiased, and they're not even really doing that much hype.
She wasn't ready. She was not ready for the backlash. But here, think about this.
I don't think you don't have to attack anybody. I don't think you should attack anybody. But I don't think there's anything wrong with like criticism. But I think that there was fair criticism of you have an agenda here. And then all this stuff came out that is debunking the thesis of the thing that you claimed. Everything you claimed turned out to be factually incorrect. You made stuff up and you interjected. If you want to write an opinion piece, just own your opinions. Don't be offended on other people's behalf. And then it comes out that they're then debunking you and saying, actually, here's how I feel about it. Don't speak for people and don't have an agenda. Just factually lay things out. Or if you have an agenda, write it purely and just say that's all in your opinion. And that would be fine. And you would get much less criticism. I don't think anybody should be harassing anybody. You know that I'm against that. But also I can't say that these people writing about MrBeast aren't essentially harassing him and trying to hate on him or rile up people against him because they have an agenda and they're not even basing it in reality. And they're being offended on behalf of people of color without like talking to them about it. Like, it's like, what are you doing?
So let me bring it back to this point that we talked about earlier here. So I think Chantel's in the audience. Let me use Chantel as an example here. So let's say Chantel makes a viral video, right? Gets like 1 million views and different things like that. How do you think Chantel will feel if other creators like made videos either talking about her video, or maybe they made their own version of her viral video, and it ultimately ended up getting her more attention? Do you think she's gonna be mad about that? I don't think. I could be wrong, Chantel. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I don't think you're gonna get mad about that. I think you will welcome people making videos about your video or making a homage to your video. I don't think you're gonna get mad about that. I'm just saying.
We celebrate and make videos as homages to things and celebrations of things all the time. YouTube was built on the backbone of reaction videos, review videos, commentary videos, response videos. It was built off of that, and people's favorite beloved creators are that. And then even the media is just reacting to. They say, "Oh, well, this wouldn't exist without the original thing." Neither would your article.
Oh! Hold on! Oh! Shot fired! Shot fired on the podcast! Bruh. Oh man! Woohoo! Oh!
Yeah.
Bruh!
Like.
Woo!
You can't so I mean and the thing is you can't make an argument about art being derivative. I mean, it's no spoilers, like Squid Game is like in many aspects it's Battle Royale meets Saw. Like it's like I could make an argument for it being derivative, but here's the thing. I'm not going to make a criticism of it being derivative. I enjoyed the show. Enjoyed the hell out of the show. Loved the aesthetics. In fact, over on Zenbuster Music, I had a ghost producer actually make me a really dope Squid Game lo-fi track, dude, and it's fire. It's like it's great. It's really good. They did a fantastic job. So like people make remixes, derivative works all the time and everything like that. I guarantee you people talking about MrBeast making this like a ripoff, quote unquote. I bet you right now they're listening to Mariah Carey sing Christmas carols that she didn't originally write the lyrics to. Like,
oh man, Roberto's not playing tonight. Not playing, y'all.
I'm telling you, I'm like, it's fine. It's like, what do you think? Like, what do you think most of the media you consume is? You think it was some original idea? Like, it's a derivative work.
Right. Even the stuff in Hollywood that's happening right now, most of it is
Oh
rebase,
my god.
reboot, retreads. Are you kidding me? What are we like?
Oh
Nothing is
my
original.
god.
Literally nothing is original.
No, like I don't need. Yeah, I don't like. And the thing is, we're fine with it. The market is decided it's also fine with this, and you like, and yeah, you could criticize the market. That's fair, but like, don't be surprised when the market pushes back and criticizes you. Like, that's yeah, like, and don't be mad. Like, don't be mad because you don't get to decide what other people kind of like get to like or what should exist just because you want to feel some kind of way about it when the facts are in. The market said, yeah, this is what we want, and this is like, what the deal is. So I mean, so as far as like the backlash and criticism, I think we've covered why that stuff is nonsense on on all of their arguments and things like that. The main other thing that I will say is that everyone worked really hard on this. In terms of the cost, it was 2 million to build and recreate the sets. And the thing is, a lot of those sets, Squid Game itself CGI'd a lot of it. MrBeast did employ some CGI for some of these things, but most of these were practical effects, material sets, and stuff like that. So he actually, in some ways, did go harder than the original because the original did not physically make as many of the practical effects materials as MrBeast did. Logistically, they also still had to figure out how to do some of these things. There were feats of engineering they had to do. So you can't just say, "Oh, they just recreated." Like if you think it's that easy, you go recreate it. If you think that that was so easy,
Let me talk about that real quick because a lot of people are criticizing MrBeast for ripping off Netflix, right? In the game and the show, excuse me. But I promise you, if you gave me Roberto $3.5 million, we could not do half of what MrBeast did. No, we couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it, even with 10
There's
million,
no way.
because the logistics, like I couldn't. Like I might be able to employ some people to help me, but I'd have to really like I'd still probably not get that right because again, the level of detail in which they did it, the practicality, the way they also did it and kept everyone safe. There's I would not be able to have thought of most of that. So there's a lot to this, and then the VFX people they employed are like the best of the best. This is PewDiePie's review of it, by the way. Like PewDiePie reviewed it, and like he's he crushed it in his review. It's very funny, and like he has some really good commentary. It's the passing of the torch, and so yeah, the logistics of the thing that they have, the vest that they have for round one with red light, green light, like super interesting in terms of again figuring all that stuff out. I was just seeing if he linked to the original video here. I can get to the original video. It's not like even hard, but these like there's so many of these behind the scenes videos too, where you end up seeing how many people lent their talent and their effort to a lot of this stuff. And look at a lot of people, their interest in commentating on it. I mean, look at this one YouTuber's like, how much did he make? And he's got like 5,000 subscribers. He's gotten 14,000 views on it. This has been good for small YouTubers. Look at Patty crushing it with 2 million views on this. Lawyers reacting to it. By the way, it did not, again, they're good with it. Netflix was good with it. So like there's so many of these interesting things happening. Look at this animation channel. Like this is so cool. And then the original the cast is actually, look at this. One of the actresses is reacting to MrBeast Squid Game and has gotten like some views. Like that's really like, so there's so many interesting things. Look at the creator who built 18 million views. This creator built a lot of the pieces for this. So there's a lot going on here. And there's a lot of people besides MrBeast who clearly got value from this. And obviously the community enjoyed it.
Indeed, man. It's amazing. The video was an amazing feat. And as me and Roberto talked about before, it was an amazing feat for the creator economy as a whole. I don't know how creators that upload YouTube videos are hating on this video. Do you know what this video has done for us as a whole? How it literally legitimizes the creator, what we do on YouTube and the creator economy as a whole. We have a YouTube creator who uploaded a video to YouTube that got more views than the Super Bowl. A YouTube, let me repeat that for people in the back.
Oh, yeah.
A YouTube creator uploaded a YouTube video that got more views than the Super Bowl. If that doesn't make you excited as a YouTube creator, I don't know what does.
This is a kid who 6 years ago, October of 2015, Jimmy was excited about getting to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube and was doing a 10,000 subscriber Q&A with his mom in his bedroom in North Carolina 6 years ago. 10,000 subscribers. And I promise you that roughly around February or March, he'll be at 100 million subscribers. I mean, that's that. And so, like, come on. Like, you go from 6 years, you go from being a bedroom YouTuber with 10,000 subscribers to people writing articles about you, you making views bigger than the Super Bowl, you being constantly headline news, and you getting 150 million views on these uploads and spending 3.5 million on recreating something. They're like, the only way to be negative about what this kid is doing is just to be salty about the fact that you're not where you wish you were in life. I'm not saying that to be mean-spirited. I'm saying that to make people take a harsh look at themselves. Like, really, like, real talk, Viper. Real talk.
Hey, sometimes people need real talk.
Like, real talk, the people that are hating, what did they accomplish? Because you will not find somebody that is truly a peer in accomplishments dunking on MrBeast. You're just not. You can criticize him, but you have to be fair. You have to have factual criticism. You can't make something up. You can't speak on behalf of other people to get indignant about. You'd have to just own that you don't like the kid. Just own that you don't like the kid then. Like, but don't sit here and make stuff up and say that people are offended when they're not, or don't make something up. Like, so first of all, criticism has to be factual. Then in terms of the logic, you have to make the logic make sense. You can't sit there and say, well, he wasted all this money that should have been donated. Okay, well, what about the original show? Because the original show made 9 episodes and spent the same budget. So if his quote unquote derivative of the thing was a waste of money, then the original was also a waste of money. Or are you going to say that you support an almost $500 billion corporation more than you do a small business? Justify that logic and then criticize capitalism. If you're going to justify that logic, justify the logic of defending a $500 billion corporation versus a small creator. Justify the logic of your stance.
They're not ready, Roberto. They're not ready, Roberto. They're not ready for this, Roberto. They're not ready for this.
But I'm saying facts over feelings, dude. Like, facts, like, you can't justify it.
I love it.
You can't justify the logic of that positioning. You can't justify the logic of that positioning when the original creator of the thing says that he loves it. More people should do more of it. So wait. You call his thing a rip? You call it a ripoff. The original creator says, hey, make more stuff so people talk more about my original thing. Clout me up. The original creator is saying clout me up. What are you going to, like, how are you going to be indignant and call it a ripoff when the original creator is giving permission and encouraging this thing? So, like, you know better than the original creator, really? Like, you know better.
About it.
Oh, you know better than the original creator about how to respect their craft and respect their work.
Of course they do. Everybody knows better than the original creator, Roberto. You know how many experts on Twitter and the internet, Roberto. You know how the internet is. Everybody's an expert in everything. Come on now.
Right. So, like, you can't, like, yeah, you can't make it make sense. Am I frozen?
Yes, you are frozen. Your video is frozen. The audio is working fine.
Ah, bloody hell.
That's all good.
Hang on, I gotta reset.
Roberto's having technical difficulty, but while he's having those technical difficulties, yeah, a lot of people took this video the wrong way, and I don't understand. Like, this is a win for all of us. Again, a rising tide raises all ships, people. This is a win for the entire creator economy. This video shows what is possible in the creator economy. And keep in mind, MrBeast has only been making video for 5 years. This dude has only been making video for 5 years. So in 5 years, he went from making videos in his bedroom to becoming a YouTube millionaire. Hell, he probably on his way to becoming a YouTube billionaire. And every time he puts out a video, he's creating jobs, changing people's lives, donating money, helping people out, and just generally making the world a better place. But we want to bring him down for ripping off a show when he got the full blessing of the show creator and Netflix? But y'all still want to hate on that man? Because again, he's not making that video if Netflix doesn't say it's okay. Because the last thing any YouTuber wants is Netflix coming for their neck. That's not that you don't want that. You not. I don't care how big of a YouTuber you are. You are not ready if Netflix comes after you. You have no defense. It's a wrap. So he had to get Netflix's blessing before that video ever went out, before he ever even committed to doing that project. Because Netflix would have came for him if they didn't think that was cool. They would have came for him. Because none of these companies like their IP being messed with. None of them. So you better believe he got Netflix blessing about that.
Jimmy's actually one of the least rich YouTubers out of the rich YouTubers because he lives frugal and he spends all the profit back into the business. He has 50 plus people on his team that are full-time employed. A lot of them are high level. They're very well paid. I know a lot of them personally. I know some of the editors. I know some of the analysts on his team, the channel managers. I know his consultants. They have like a full off staff. They started with friends and family, and then they expanded to those people's friends and family, and then to some industry professionals, and hiring away some of the best independent talent in the community, hired directly out of the community. So they have over 50 people on staff. They have about a good 100 vendors of record in terms of contractors, and he lives modestly and frugally in North Carolina. Honestly, his friends might be richer than him at this point from all the stuff he's given them. Like, to be very real with you, he spends everything back into the business. Their margins are razor thin, Viper, razor thin. The only way that he'll be rich is like there's some of his personal money that his mother has managed on his behalf and invest on his behalf. The only way he'll end up being really, really rich is like his mother being really good at investing his money, because Jimmy invests all of it back into only really two things: YouTube and his philanthropy. They have Beast Philanthropy, which they fund out of some of the other YouTube channels. Then besides the YouTube channel, actually there's a third thing: they fund all the other MrBeast businesses and enterprises, so that he never has to sell out and compromise. He never has to sell out and compromise because they're building other businesses, and they're building creator economy businesses and companies, not just around only him, like what they're doing with Beast Burger, and they're doing other things. They're building some tech stuff on the background to help creators and to scale them. They're taking the things that makes MrBeast able to do what he does, and they're going to build those things at scale for other full-time creators. Which is something, I'm looking at doing, and I'm investing in creator economy startups, and I'm an advisor on creator economy startups. So that's like there's a whole thing there.
Yeah. So I let me correct something I just said. I said he's been making video for 5 years, but apparently he's been making video for 9 years. So that's my bad. I didn't know he was
9 years. Yeah,
9 years. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. What they do with Beast Philanthropy, primary example, you brought it up, Viper. They did for Thanksgiving, they did 10,000 Thanksgiving turkey dinners for people. That's an insane. There's entire whole established philanthropic organizations who don't do nearly as much as what they do. They have a food bank. And again, this is all funded because of his YouTube success in YouTube career. And what other person do you hear about that's like under 30 that is going this far and doing this much and being this philanthropic, this thoughtful? And again, they have to make up controversies around him. Then there's Team C's. I forgot, I could have been wearing my Team C's hoodie today. There's Team C's cleaning up the oceans, rivers, and streams and seas of the world. They've raised almost $18 million and they're getting 18 million pounds of trash out of our waters. That's amazing. Then there was 2 years ago, Team Trees, him, Mark Rober, a bunch of influencers using their platforms to plant 20 million trees. Do the leaders of the free world, whether it's President Biden, whether it's Trump, whether it's Xi in over in China, whether it's the president over in Japan, whether it's any of the leaders in the world, any of the leaders of the free world, when's the last time any of the leaders of the free world mobilized and activated and inspired millions of people to do philanthropy or to do service that benefits the environment or for us to donate to causes. When's the last time they inspired any of us, let alone millions of us, to do that with their platform as global leaders? Why the hell are YouTubers out here out motivating, out inspiring, out uplifting global effing leaders, dude? How?
Bruh. We know that the world leaders aren't out here like motivating people. They have political stuff. They're out here trying to gain for themselves. They don't care about the world.
They can get money for their elections. They can get money for their elections, but
exactly,
save the environment, clean the environment, like clean up the environment, like giving, dude, they're out here wanting Elon to single-handedly save 42 million people from hunger. Dude, like 180 million Americans got stimulus checks. You realize everyone could have kicked in $55 and did that same thing?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who got stimulus checks could have kicked in $55. We could have, but here's the thing: our leaders would never dare to act to inspire us to do something like that, to be that generous. But they will all ask us to donate to their campaigns.
Oh, absolutely.
They will ask us to fund their war chest for them to keep dividing us, but they will not try to get us together to literally save the world and save our fellow human beings. They won't do that. They won't ask that of us. They won't inspire that in us. But influencers will. Like, so that's something to think about. Just saying, that's something to think about. And I like, and so again, to generate more criticism for like a content creator that is this thoughtful, this beloved, and like is doing this much cool and good and positive stuff in the community, it's just really upsetting to me. And it's really, we can't win. We can't win when it comes to the media. The media has a financial incentive to hate on alternative media and content creators in the creator economy. And on top of them having that financial incentive as the media, it seems like individual journalists have a ideological vendetta against people like MrBeast and against anybody in our community that tries to do good and use money for something positive, because they are determined to make people think money is evil, capitalism are evil, and rich people are evil. They are happy to judge everyone based on what their bank account is instead of the content of their character and what their actions are, which is why they want to make us feel very, very sympathetic for the characters in Squid Game and ignore all of their bad character and bad actions and things like that. The main character, he has a lot of likable qualities, but I had a hard time sympathizing with him throughout the show, Viper, just because in the first 15 minutes, no spoilers for you because you haven't watched the show, but in the first 15 minutes, they established he's a deadbeat dad that gambles with his daughter's birthday money and steals from his elderly mother. I can't bring myself to really, whatever his circumstances are, I can't ignore somebody's character when they victimize the people in their life in that way just because their situation is bad and give them a pass, and then demonize somebody who does good just because they also happen to be rich and someone wants to say they don't do enough. I can't judge someone based on their bank account and like move the moral goalpost for them and ignore the content of their character. I don't judge people that way.
Actually, let's tackle the real elephant in the room, Roberto. The real elephant in the room is that there is a large number of people that look down upon the creator economy because of the low barrier to entry. I'm talking about your doctors, your nurses, your traditional roles in society.
Oh, well, or that you spent like $60,000, $80,000 to get a degree in journalism. And
they see that
some kid comes and makes $80,000 a month. That's
right, exactly right, without any piece of paper, nothing like that. And they feel some type of way about that because they realize that the world is changing and they're not ready to change with the world. And they're mad that people are being more successful with a lower barrier to entry instead of just adapting to the way the world is, because that's the beautiful thing about the creator economy. Anybody can do this. Even the people with a degree can change their life by getting on the internet.
We know so many people, Viper, that during the pandemic and couldn't work, took to YouTube and streaming and TikTok, and they turned their life around. And yeah, it's not everybody, but here's the thing. It does everyone can't do that. I'm like, so what? So what if everyone can't do it? Not everyone's the same. Why don't you respect the fact that some people have unique differences and that there are things that have finally, for the first time in history, been made for some different people that aren't you? Like, celebrate that. Be happy for them. Like, why can't we be happy for people who found TikTok and found success? Why can't we be happy for people who found Twitch and found success? Why can't we be happy for people who found YouTube or gig work and found success? Why is it that just because you're stuck at a job you don't like, or you went into debt for a degree that you're not using, why do you have to then dunk on like people who decided to do a completely different path in life and it did happen to work out for them? Because guess what? Artists, writers, like, I mean, even the original writer of Squid Game, watch this. The original writer of Squid Game, like, he spent years trying to just get someone to green light his project. There are no gatekeepers like that on YouTube. The audience has to rock with you, and that's that. It's like, so the next person who wants to do something like what the original creator did, the next person 10, 15 years from now is probably going to do that on an open platform. And that's an amazing accomplishment. Look at what happened to poor Taylor Swift with Scooter Braun having her IP. A man that victimized her is holding a big part of her life's work in her early career hostage, because in the early days of her career, she needed the gatekeepers. She needed the record labels. She needed that. Future artists will not have to go through what Taylor Swift goes through, because they'll have the right to own their IP, and they'll be able to do it with the support of their audience that rocks with them. Look at how wonderful it is that, like, no one knew who Olivia Rodrigo was 4 years ago, and now she's at MTV Music Awards getting an award from the legendary Jennifer Lopez, who she grew up idolizing. Like, that's an amazing thing that the world has changed in that way for the next generation of these young people. And even some of us old heads out here getting another second chance at life to do things on our own terms. You're a living example.
I'm talking about, yes. I am one of the people who went to college and got racked up in student loans and got a degree that I'm ultimately really not doing anything with, but I've been able to have a second career change with the creator economy, and now I'm living my best life. So instead of hating on these people that are out here living the life and being successful because there's a low barrier to entry, how about you take that same energy and be the change that you want in your life, and then you don't have time to hate on nobody else because you're too busy out here living your life. How about doing that? Because like as my man Roberto said a few weeks ago, seems like nobody hustles harder than a hater.
No one hustles harder than a hater, dude. They just like, they put in the work, man. They put in the work. But yeah, like, record labels might not even exist in 10 to 20 years. It's like, I wouldn't go that far, but they might be very irrelevant in the way that publishing companies still exist, but they ain't as strong as they used to be. Thank you, Amazon, Kindle Direct Publishing. Thank you, Apple iBooks. So thank you, Jeff Bezos, Tim Cook, Steve Jobs. Thank you for making these open platforms and everything like that. There's legitimate reasons to criticize these people, but you can't deny what they built has made the world better for more people than it's harmed. Net positive. Like, I'm glass half full, Viper, if not all full. If not all full, it's like, I look at the fact that if you are a musician, you can go directly to the market and they'll put you on, and you can put your stuff out there, and you can own your IP. You can own your IP. If you are a writer, you can publish yourself. I'm writing my book. I'm probably self-publishing, dude. There's a couple of publishing labels looking at me, but I want to do some really audacious things with my marketing, and that they might not do because it's not in the best interest of making money. So like, I want to, like, so I'm probably just going to self-publish so that I can do whatever the hell I want. Like,
so there are people out
like,
here.
If I want to,
I'm gonna say, there's a service out there called Xbox Game Pass where you pay a monthly fee. And you have access to like hundreds of games. And there are people out here criticizing Game Pass because it feels like it undervalues the game. How about the developers that have their game on Game Pass, that their games are now being discovered for the first time because they couldn't in the traditional business model? We're not talking about that though.
And then it creates hype for people who are just straight up going to buy it anyway.
Right. So we're instead of celebrating the developers, all these indie developers out here who are getting a second lease on life with services like Game Pass, we're criticizing Game Pass because it's undervaluing games and things like that. No.
No, it's not. Like, I don't understand like that narrative within game journalism. You're very big on that scene, Viper. It's like, I don't understand that, because again, it's marketing. It's marketing. Like, I grew up before, like, so I'm 37. I'll be 38 next year, right? I actually came from the world of traditional advertising and marketing. A lot of people don't know that or understand that. A lot of people, they only know me from YouTube. I worked in advertising, marketing, design. I worked at an ad agency. I worked at a web hosting company. I've been a graphic designer, a web designer, a traditional marketer. I did out of home marketing, OOH advertising, billboard, stuff like that, sports entertainment. I've been around. I had a career before YouTube. And the thing that people don't understand is the actual cost of traditional marketing, and they've never been a media buyer before. Dude, I've bought radio spot advertising before, television spot advertising before. I've had the meetings for like what happens if you want to run an ad in a local movie theater. Like I've been a media buyer. I know how much this stuff actually cost. I was a Google Ads campaign manager managing a $250,000 ad spend for a brand in Google advertising alone, and doing the back end. I know how much advertising actually cost. And I still run ads on YouTube and Google for my own products with Awesome Creator Academy. I've helped out other small business owners in the e-commerce side with that through my consulting. I know how much advertising costs. I work with brands. I know how much influencer marketing costs. I know the value of this free publicity. Like we want to talk sometimes about how much exposure, like how quote unquote worthless exposure is. It's like, no, why would advertising make so much money? Why is advertising literally pay YouTubers bills if exposure was worthless? You need exposure to an audience to make anything happen. You need exposure to an audience to make everything happen. You need traffic, trust, and transaction. It's the money triangle. Traffic, trust, and transaction. There's no traffic to anything without that exposure and awareness to your brand, people searching your thing, people seeing it in social media, people reacting to it, people commenting, people like you need that traffic. You need trust and goodwill, and then a transaction happens. That's how it is.
And the last time I checked, audiences don't grow on trees. Like you have to organically build an audience. Like you can't buy an audience from Walmart. You can't grocery shop for an audience. Like you have to build that trust.
I love that.
You have to build that relationship. But Roberto, I think speaking of opportunity to the creator economy, I think we should take like a 30-second break for you to talk about the brand deal starter kit.
I hadn't planned on it, but I can. Let me just pull up.
Young man, you haven't planned on it. Young man, this is your platform. What do you mean you haven't planned on it? Come on,
because I don't sit here literally for the purposes of just shilling my products. unlike some people, but because I actually like making actual content. Like, but no shade, no tea.
No shot shade, no fired.
No shade, no tea. But yeah, the brand deal starter kit. So you can go to awesomecreatoracademy.com, and if you are a content creator or influencer, I'm dropping the link here. You can get the brand deal starter kit, and you can use code SAVE50 until the end of the year, to the end of 2020. Excuse me, the end of 2021. To the end of 2021, you can use SAVE50 and get 50% off either the brand deal starter kit or the YouTube starter kit. With the brand deal sponsor kit, you're getting everything you actually need that will help you earn more from your sponsored content. Now, this is not a course. This is a asset bundle, and there's more being added to this even as we speak. You're kind of getting an early bird deal here, and you do get immediate access to what is out there. So we have a list of 100 sponsors that currently and actively do pay, not for free stuff, like they pay influencers and will sponsor content. So you'll get a list of 100 of those. We aren't giving you their email addresses because there's privacy concerns around that, but we tell you the list of that. We tell you a list of the platforms that actually have the ability for you to bid on sponsorship. We also tell you how to approach talent agencies. So if you want somebody to actually negotiate your brand deals for you, we also talk about PR firms that work with influencers. So they bring in brand deals, they get a budget. We give you and consolidate the sponsorship disclosure guide, and we tell you the rules for the US and UK about disclosing those. We give you the brand safety guidelines. We give you an influencer pricing guide and much more. And we are finishing up making a media kit template to help you pitch to brands. And so you're getting all of that. It's normally $99. With the code SAVE50, you'll get it for 50% off. So I think $49, less than $50. And there you'll get all the updates lifetime for that. So if you want to check that out, awesomecreatoracademy.com/brand starter kit. It is linked in the description, and we've got code SAVE50 for you to get 50% off. So Viper, thank you for reminding me. I could plug that. I actually would have forgotten otherwise.
So I actually brought one myself, and I can definitely attest to all the goodness that is in that starter kit. So yeah, even though me and Roberto are friends, I did not. He did not give it to
Well,
me.
you support your boy with your wallet, so thank you.
That's right. I brought it myself. I pulled out the Viper wallet and brought it myself, and it's legit. That's why I wanted
You
to talk
brought
about
up that Ridge wallet.
That's right. I brought out the Rich wallet, the card out, and I put the card in it. I brought the thing myself, and there's definitely a lot of good stuff in there. So you guys should definitely consider that if you are in the content creation thing for the long haul and you want to build a business out of it. The Brand Deal Starter Kit is a good place to start to figure out how to work with brands. So definitely take a look at that if you are so inclined.
Yeah, we could actually talk about MrBeast sponsor for the Squid Game.
We should. Because I told you about this before. I was wondering out loud, how much did Brawl Stars pay to be in that Squid Game video? And you said it's about a 1.5 million. You think about
that's. I haven't confirmed this. This is speculation on my part, but it's because I know how these deals are structured and work. And I know what's typically happened in the past, specifically with how Jimmy explains his brand deals. So I have a reason for this. Isn't wild speculation on my part. I'm just going to say I can't 1000% swear to this, but the entire Squid Game video was 3.5 million. 2 million of that was the execution of the video, and 1.5 was prizes. Roughly 1.5 was prizes, right? Because the participants, the winner got the 456,000. The other participants all got 2,000 just for showing up, and some various incremental brackets of prizes beyond that. So it was like 1.5 million in prizes, right? So you have that. The way that Jimmy has done his stuff in the past is he will literally throw all the sponsor money at a video. So at a minimum, and then considering the amount of views this thing got and the fact that they were able to do projections on this and understand it, then what happens from there is you have to understand that it is a minimum going to be that 1.5 mil on a video of this caliber, because it's 150 million views in 14 days. 151 million views in 14 days, excuse me, is going to be his most popular video that he's made so far, even surpassing the Buried Alive video, which, by the way, everyone said, oh, well, he wouldn't get these kind of views on original content. He wouldn't get them as quickly, but he did. The Buried Alive for 50 hours video, he got this kind of views. He got this kind of views. He's gotten this kind of views on 3 other original videos before, without using somebody else's intellectual property. So don't sit here and pretend that he can't get views on original content. And he's gotten tens of millions of views on original content. You don't get
80 million subscribers without doing original content.
Right. So it's like, it's so no, I agree. And so, so when it comes to this and when it comes to Brawl Stars, I worked in traditional marketing and so on and so forth. There's a thing called cost of acquisition per customer. Even if you assume a 1% conversion rate on something like this, that's 1 million new signups to this game. The game has in-purchase microtransactions. You do them. It's a free game too. So buried entry on a MrBeast audience. Oh, it's a free game. It cost them nothing. So then how many signups do they got? Even at 1% signups, that's 1 million signups. It's like, so what? At that point, you're at $1.50 in terms of cost per acquisition. And that's being conservative. And it's a free product. Why on a free product why would you only get 1% of the audience or viewership off of that? So like, you see what I'm saying? So it's a steal. It's a steal in terms of cost per acquisition, even for a free game. Because by the way, on a free game like that, there's enough microtransactions to end up justifying making the money back over time. So you're going to win. I mean, look at Pokemon Go, for Christ's sake. So the model for that is great. So then also, but then in terms of exposure cost, they made out like bandits if they spent like that kind of money, because at 150 million views, let's say they spent 1.5. So like what were they paying? Like 10 cents a view or something? Like, sheesh. You see what I'm saying? Like 10 cents a view, a penny per view. What were they paying? Like it's insane. So the value on that is tremendous. Yeah. Like the value on that is for the brand. For the brand, the value is tremendous to be associated with this, getting some media exposure, more news, and more people are going to come out with stuff on this, positive and negative. The fact that it is polarizing actually only helps the video. The criticism only helps the video. Everybody is playing the same game, whether they want to demonize the capitalism of it or not. They're benefiting from the capitalism of it. Do you realize that because of the controversy that anybody who writes about this, that they will get paid based on the fact that they'll get pay bumps. Because I know how this works, by the way. I was a freelance writer for publications back in my time as a freelancer. So guess what that means, Viper? I know how this works. See, I know how this works. And publications make money off of ads, just like YouTubers. Controversy is good for business.
Oh, absolutely, of course.
So even if you get negative criticism for writing something like this, you will have driven so much traffic to the site. So many people will break down if there's a paywall and just pay for it or whatever. There's so much money in the traffic that even if you get criticism, even if your publication gets criticism, you'll get a bonus for the traffic bump because you made money for the company off of the advertising, just like a YouTuber does. We're in the same game. My biggest problem is that in this situation, they're not required to disclose that they're doing negative hit pieces on a direct competitor that they're fighting with for advertising dollars. You kind of have to disclose that you have a financial incentive to do something. I mean, we do on YouTube, so what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Like, it's like, why don't you have to disclose that you have a financial incentive for doing this and for having the stance that you have? That seems fair. That seems like the right thing to do. That sounds like ethics. We want to talk about, oh, is it ethical to do any? Is it ethical for MrBeast to do this? It's like, oh no, is it ethical for you? Like, I don't know. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Like, so
I don't know.
So again, analyzing this, it's like, to me, again, it's just super interesting, dude. And the data is like, dude, the data. This video helped him break the acquisition. By the way, I'm not logged in. That's why I'm not subscribed here. I'm not logged in. But he broke the YouTube record for most subs in a 30-day period, 10 million. The previous record was 9, and he broke the record for most views in 24 hours of a non-music video, non-movie trailer. And that in 24 hours, it was 42 million. Remember, I famously predicted 40 million to 50 million within 24 hours, and I got it. Patty Galloway said 42 million exactly, so he got it dead on, but I was really close. And I also famously predicted that it would surpass his most viewed video on YouTube within 30 days. And it's 2 weeks, and it's almost there now. It's about 5 million away from beating it, and it'll get that in the next 2 weeks. So it's a lock. My prediction is exactly accurate on this.
151 million views. Holy God.
Yeah. And look at that, 200,000 subscribers today alone. Like, so he's killing it. I'm predicting, here's my prediction. 100 million views before the end of February. 100 million subscribers. MrBeast gets 100 million subscribers. Still won't surpass PewDiePie yet. He gets 100 million subscribers before the end of February. His Christmas video, if he drops one, is going to probably get him to over, probably close to or at 90 million by the end of this year. Like, I think he's going to get 90 million by the end of this year. Let's see, because he needs like 6.3 million more. He's getting about 200,000, 300 a day. There's like what?
The fact that we've been talking about this, him passing PewDiePie, is just bananas.
Let's see. There's 25 days left in the year. Yeah, he's going to get to 90 million. He's going to get to 90 mil before the end of the year. So he gets to 90 mil before the end of the year. He gets to 100 mil by sometime in February for sure, if not sooner. But before the end of February, he gets to 100 million. The Christmas video, do it. Whatever the January video is. And then if he does a Valentine's Day video, it's over the top. And then he surpasses PewDiePie by March, surpasses Coco Melon sometime in the summer.
Good Lord. Wow.
That like, hold me to that. Like, I'll put money on it.
Wow.
Like, yeah.
It's insanity. It's literal insanity. I love it. I'm here for it.
The MrBeast foreign language channels, I predict that MrBeast will have at least 3 to 5 of his foreign language channels get diamond play buttons before 2025. Probably gets 5. No, I'm not gonna be conservative. 5 of the MrBeast foreign language channels. So MrBeast Espanol and like 4 other ones. Diamond play buttons, 10 million subscribers before the end of 2025. MrBeast foreign language channels will go to 10 million plus subscribers. Diamond play buttons for 2025. So MrBeast will get another 5 diamond play buttons before 2025. You heard it here first, folks. That is my prediction. Those channels will scale. And I believe that it'll be the Espanol channel. I believe it will be a Hindi channel that'll do it for sure, reaching the Indian audience there. And I think probably be one in Korean, Portuguese, and German. And so I think all of those hit 10 million, or whichever ones he chooses, whichever languages he prioritizes doing first. I'm making an assumption about those based on data I have, but 10 million for all those channels before the end of 2025.
Damn, y'all. Damn. And all this damage being done by a YouTube creator. Whew, my lord.
I don't even think he's 25. I don't even think he's 25 yet.
No, I think he's like 22, 23. He's
I think it's 23, 24, 23, 24. I don't think he's 25 yet.
He's young, man. He's young.
And this is where he's at in life. And this is his career. And you cannot call it luck. You cannot call it a rarity of an outcome does not make it luck.
Oh, no, there's nothing lucky about this.
This is unprecedented. This is unprecedented.
He's been doing things that led up to this. Like this was inevitable. What he's been doing. This was inevitable, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is a baby.
We're not playing, like, people are not playing the same game. This is insanity. This is insanity. This is not playing the same game. I'm not playing this game. I'm not playing this game. Here's
my thing. Like, people who are trying to say like he ripped off the Netflix show and things like that. Did you watch this video? This is a 25-minute video, which is number one, a 25-minute YouTube video is a no-no these days. Like, that's just way too long.
Actually, it's not. Like, it's actually not anymore. Like, it has no, like, dude, you've seen, even with Marquez, you've seen it, like, videos are getting longer and longer in length, like 25 minutes. Like, dude, you've also seen it with commentary videos now. Commentary videos are hour-long documentaries now.
Typically, Roberto, a 25-minute video is a no-no. Okay, typically.
No, not for videos. No, I'm not like, for small YouTubers, maybe, and in theory, and maybe not. D'Angelo Wallace was a small YouTuber, and he got to 2 million subs because he made documentaries on the controversies of James Charles, Tati Westbrook, Shane Dawson, and so on and so forth, and the Paul brothers, and so on and so forth. Dude, Viper, I'm telling you, that's not true anymore. 25-minute videos being a no-no, that hasn't been true for years now. Everyone just keeps thinking that, but here's the truth. Go start looking at the videos of the last 2 years that have over 1 million views that are not YouTube Shorts. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, longer videos are winning on YouTube. Everything is watch time now. YouTube's objective is watch time.
This particular 25-minute video, y'all, it is edge of your seat front to back. Like, the way that he crafted this particular video is absolutely amazing. Like, again, before I watched this video, I still have not watched the Wave Game show. I went to the MrBeast video, not really knowing what to expect. And I was at the edge of my seat for every second of this 25-minute video, which is extremely difficult to do today. Like, this is crazy.
Like, I mean, dude, look at this.
Front to back.
Like, dude, look at this. You can't.
Like, I would love to know what his retention is on this video, because I'm pretty sure it's like sky high.
Dude, typical MrBeast video has about a 60% retention rate. You saw this at VidSummit. You saw it VidSummit, like 55-60% is their normal. I'm guarantee you that this video has about a 70 plus retention rate. I've learned that a good retention rate is 30 to 40%, depending on video length. The shorter your video is, the higher your retention rate needs to be. On a video like this, would win. A video like this would win with 45% or lower retention rate. 35, 45 for a video of this length. And I know this because of my own long videos. Videos of this length, you only need about 30 to 45% to be in the top 10% of videos retention for this length. Retention rate and average view durations are fluid based on the video length, based on the presentation we saw it from Todd Beaufray from Team YouTube. Remember Todd's presentation? So we saw that it's variable, it's fluid, it's variable to length. So yeah.
But this particular video though, the way that he crafted it and how he just designed it to maintain the maximum amount of retention from front to back. Whew, like you all should go and watch Patty's video about how he broke the video down.
Yeah.
The video
Patty's video
breakdown
is
that Patty
amazing.
did. Patty Galloway, he did an amazing breakdown of the MrBeast video. You all should watch that. It's pretty legit.
Oh yeah, no, it's awesome. And here's the thing, like capitalizing off of the hype of Squid Game and the fact that you realize there's a such thing as making a video that has a guaranteed viewership. I've talked about this thesis before, a video that has a guaranteed viewership. So like I might make my own analysis video aside from this live stream at some point when MrBeast Squid Game video hits 200 mil in views, which it will, or something like, or 175 or some weird thing like that. When it hits another really interesting milestone, I'll make my own breakdown analysis video of it because I have some different thoughts from Patty. Patty's the best though. Like Patty, like I said, Patty predicted 42 million. I only predicted 40 to 50 million in 24 hours. He spot on, got 42 and got it correct. Patty's prediction was better than mine. I have no shame. I'll tell you when everybody's better than me. Like I have no ego about that. The thing I will say that's really interesting to me is Squid Game itself was an interesting lesson in Netflix and showing the importance of global community and the dubbing and localization and making that content accessible to everybody on their own terms. So that's like a really smart thing. But then everybody, even before MrBeast made this, everybody was making Squid Game content before even MrBeast. They were making Squid Game content and getting views because everyone was talking about Squid Game. Everyone was searching Squid Game. Everyone was debating Squid Game. It was really, really thoughtful. And so when you capitalize on something that's not just a trend, but is a cultural zeitgeist play at scale, and you don't make content about, like, we've only had a couple, and the thing is Squid Game is something that you'll continuously be able to make content around because it's a cultural phenomenon on a level we haven't seen since Game of Thrones. This is Game of Thrones. Dexter. This is like Game of Thrones, Dexter, House of Cards level of investment emotionally for people. So when you have something like that, and you still have millions who haven't even seen Squid Game, just like the Conscious Mama is saying, like when you have something like that, the ability to capitalize on it, and it's not going away. Dude, there's a season 2 coming. People are hyped for it. MrBeast hyped this video for like a month. He hyped this video for a month. The thing itself got hyped. Him hyping it, there was controversy before anyone even saw his video. People were writing articles about him doing this and making very loud opinions about him doing this before the video was even out. For like a month. For like a month, dude.
Yeah, his marketing leading up to the video was amazing.
Like, yeah. And so there's all this stuff showing the set pieces, using his making his community engaged. He said, hey, if you get me a certain amount of likes, what was it? Like 10 million likes on TikTok, he'll do it. He got like what did he get? Like 50 million likes? Like some absurd thing. Like it's for like, so again, the demand, the engagement, the hype, riling up people who were antis, riling up people who were for it, for against it. It's so powerful to learn the marketing lessons from this. Again, watch Patty Galloway's video. Shout out to Patty. And there's this built-in incentive to watch the payoff from beginning to end because of the fact that it's a battle royale style thing. Just like a lot of his other videos, contest videos, it follows the MrBeast formula, but it's also the game show formula. The game show formula builds in an incentive watch for beginning to end because, well, who's the winner? Who's the payoff? There's individual storylines and characters for you to get invested in, just like in the actual show itself. Seeing, can he really, here's another one. Can MrBeast really recreate the thing from the show, or how close can they get? And what's going to happen? And how are they going to do this? And how are they going to do this safely without hurting anybody? And so there's like a thing. There's was my criticism right? Were these people right? Were these people wrong? Hey, look at this. I was right. Hey, I predicted this. I was right. Hey, you all were wrong. Blah, blah, blah. There's a reason to be invested. There's conversation. There's debate. There's supporters. There's haters. There's so much that can drive this. And it's just amazing. And everybody wins. Even the people, even the critics, they got their views, they got their likes, they got their clicks, they got their ad money.
The
Everybody
hypocrisy of it all, man.
This is capitalism at its finest, because everybody, even the people who hated off of it, got a sweet Christmas bonus and paycheck. I promise you.
The creator economy, the reaction economy, he ripped off Netflix, and you go and give views, and you're getting your views the very same way, and you're criticizing him. How does that work? Like, how you go criticize him for ripping something off, but then you go get your views off of reacting to what he did? Like, come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on now.
It's amazing. The lack of self-awareness, or the self-awareness is there. They know exactly, but the grift continues. And if that's the case, if people are really unself-aware that they're making money and getting their Christmas bonus, dunking on MrBeast giving away money while then crying about capitalism, cry more. It's like, if they know and are self-aware of the hypocrisy of that, then I actually respect the grift. Then I actually respect the grift and the hustle of that. If you know, like, because at that, like, oh, well, like, you know, it's a shame you're a fraud, but I respect the grift. Like, do you? Like, because it's like,
oh boy.
Like, oh, wow. Because it's like, oh, you wrote an opinion piece. How much did it hurt? Oh, wait, 150 million views? Yeah, go on. Like, do your thing. Secure your bag. I got you. I understand. You out here, you got a job to do. Like, fine. Like, you know, it's like, pay back those student loans. Like, it's like, cool. So, I mean, again, because no hate. I genuinely don't hate these people at all. And I don't encourage anybody to like harass or brigade or any of that. You know, that's one of the reasons why I am like, okay, if YouTube's going to take away the the dislike counter, all right, fine. I don't care. Like, I don't like, because again, I don't wish any ill will on any of these people or people who disagree with me. The dislike button still gives you the stats as a creator, so you still have that to make judgments. People can still technically express themselves with a dislike. They just can't be validated by seeing the public number. I genuinely, like I said, I think that's all about YouTube Shorts, dude. I mean, it's YouTube Shorts and TikTok. YouTube's competing with TikTok, and no one sees it. And like, it's all their people talk about. Whenever you get a YouTube executive on one of these interviews, all they talk about is YouTube Shorts. They won't say TikTok, but when they talk about YouTube Shorts, oh, that thing that you rushed out the door to compete with TikTok.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Like that thing that you released specifically in the countries that banned TikTok during the Trump administration. Like that thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so I know for a fact that because we talked about this. Remember what we said about lowering the barrier to entry in a way that hasn't existed since the early days of YouTube? There are two big moves I saw for that.
We just talked about how you talked about how YouTube wants to have platform parity among the different platforms out there, and that's one of the key reasons why they removed the dislike button so they can be on.
Well, it's also why they took all of Twitch's live streaming features and they're rolling that out in 2022. Mm-hmm. So they're literally like I said, oh, they ended Twitch's whole career.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and you saw that they actually went for the talent acquisition play. They got Tim the Tap Man. They got Dr. Disrespect. They got Courage. So Dr. Lupo's over here. They got Ludwig over here. Valkyrie. And they're fighting for these people and offering them the bag. And Twitch isn't fighting for them. So like Twitch is like losing talent at a
yeah, you can enjoy yourself. Goodbye.
Like they're not fighting for them. So like they're not fighting for creators. YouTube is the one fighting for those creators, and to like say, hey, we need you over here. And what do you want? What do you need? Well, here's what we can do for you, right? So like they are taking the top talent from Twitch. They lowered the barrier on mobile live streaming. They ramped it up after the tragedy that happened Christchurch, New Zealand, a couple of years back, and that being live streamed on Facebook. For security reasons, they went and they said, okay, to mobile live stream, you need 1,000 subs. People also got so confused with that and thought you need 1,000 to live stream at all, just on mobile, not on desktop. But also, again, most people consume and now create on mobile these days. So they lowered that from 1,000 to 50 subs. That's huge. YouTube's never lowered a requirement to that extent, Viper. Never. Not after ratcheting it up. Not after ratcheting up. They've never
Like you
lowered
said,
anything.
YouTube ain't playing out here, man. They coming after everybody, bro. And nobody thinks
So
about
they
it.
lowered the barrier to entry on live streaming.
Yep.
You can get YouTube Shorts and you can be part of the YouTube Shorts Creator Fund without even reaching the 1,000 subscriber monetization threshold. So if you go viral with a YouTube Short like you could on TikTok, they like, they'll pay you. So you can, it was like, without the 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours of watch time requirement, you can get monetized through YouTube Shorts content, lowering the barrier to entry. You can make YouTube Shorts and potentially go viral, kind of like the old days of YouTube. So you could do that with your mobile phone. So they lowered the barrier to entry there. I kept saying every decision YouTube makes, whether you agree with it or not, they are trying to lower the barrier to entry because they need new talent acquisition. They need new adoption. They need platform parity. And they still are largely the best paid platform for creators. I predict that within the next couple of years, not anytime super, super soon, unless I'm wrong, I think at some point they're going to lower the monetization requirement, Viper.
I got a question about that.
At some point, they're going to lower the monetization requirement. I almost can
I'm
guarantee
glad you went there because I got a question about that. So,
yeah,
if they do as you suggested and lower the monetization requirement in the next year or so,
I'm saying that's the earliest I can see it, but dude, maybe 2 or 3 years, maybe.
Yeah.
And again, so it's one of those. I won't be surprised. I'm not guaranteeing they'll do it, but I'm like, this would not shock me from what I've seen.
I mean, of course, everything else that you've said. I mean, it wouldn't be surprising. I wouldn't be surprised either if they did it. But my question to you, Roberto, is if they do,
I'm going to advocate for them to do it. I'm going to advocate. I'm going to tell them they should. I'm going to advocate. I don't know. I can't pull that. I can't pull that lever, but I'm going to yell about it.
If they lower it, my question to you is, will it get as much of a rise out of the bigger creators as removing the dislike button did? Will bigger creators be mad about YouTube lowering the monetization requirement?
I'm not sure. So the thing is, even if they are, I don't know if they'll publicly come out and say so because that'll look out of touch. They might.
Oh, I'm sure.
But that might look really out of touch. But again, because the thing is, they could get the viewers behind the problem with the dislike thing, but not the small YouTubers. But I don't think the big YouTubers are worried about feeling out of touch to smaller YouTube creators because they still think of smaller YouTube creators as peers. But then, at the same time, that's not who is their audience. So that they're not going to, I don't think, really prioritize that. They're going to think audience first, and they should think audience first. But it is going to feel tone deaf to the people who want to do what they're doing. So the thing is, they could, but they may or may not. It just depends. It just really depends. So the thing is, I can't fully predict how the big YouTubers will move on that. But it's hard to say. And I'm not, by the way, I'm not trying to talk over Viper. There is a little bit of the slight delay there. So it's like, so apologies for that. But also me and Viper, we're good friends. He already knows how I am.
Pretty much. It's all good. But obviously I think like Chantel said, there's always gonna be people that are mad with any move that YouTube make. But I am almost positive that if YouTube lowers the monetization requirement, there are going to be some larger creators that are not happy because they're going to feel like it dilutes the platform. And to some extent, that might be true. But to what you've been saying for the past week or so, YouTube is trying to acquire talent, and that's pretty much what it is. Every move that they're making right now, all the moves that they're making, it seems like they're trying to make moves to make it easier for people to get into the YouTube game. So they are trying to acquire talent. I mean, we just talked about it. They pretty much taken all the big Twitch's big talent. Dr. Disrespect, Dr. Lupo, Ludwig,
Valkyrie,
all of them. So
YouTube
out here stacking talent, bro. They gonna do what they
gotta
man,
do, they out here, man. They fighting between that and Spotify. Like Spotify out here making deals with people.
Yep.
I mean, it's like getting real. The war is coming, dude. The platform wars. Oh, you thought the console wars were?
Wait, are we talking about another battle of Winterfell in the platform, Roberto? What are we talking
about? And here's the thing.
Man.
Here's the thing. Let them fight.
Yes. Yes. Yes, let them fight. Absolutely.
Let them fight.
Because y'all, if they fight, if there is a war, we creators win. We win. We win. We win, y'all.
Yeah, so let them fight.
Let them fight.
Yeah. So I mean that's where I've come down on it. I'm looking at something else. I'm looking at with this is So where has the top global new talent really came from? And dude, it's come from, like, think about it. We didn't hear about call her daddy and, like, Alexandria Cooper because she blew up on YouTube or nothing. It was her podcast, and then that became a big deal because of Spotify, Barstool Sports, that whole big deal. So like that was a whole thing, right? So it's podcasting is a big deal. Like, so YouTube's live streaming plays is really that. The court cases that we've been seeing have like brought out a bunch of live stream commentators for court cases and true crime and all of that. And that's actually being a huge like new market and new niche that's really blowing up. It's not a new niche, but it's a newly popularized niche on YouTube. And we've seen that with our good friend Emily D. Baker and what she's been doing, and as well as a lot of other people. And so that's actually been really interesting to watch during the pandemic. And how much live streaming, because of how much live streaming became part of everyone's lives, also gave people a sense of community, gave people an outlet. I mean, look at what happened with why am I spacing? Meet Kevin. Meet Kevin was doing live streams every day on his channel, as well as doing like 2 uploads every day, and because he was covering the stimulus stuff. Like that was huge, and massively blew up off of that. Other people did as well. Like so the live streaming is thriving on YouTube in a way that it didn't used to. Like that's a pretty big, and not just for big YouTubers. Now small YouTubers are gaining traction from live streaming, and they're about to expand all the live streaming features. And why? Dude, the biggest like celebrities that have come up on social media lately have not been some new YouTubers blowing up. It's been new Twitch streamers blowing up. Your Ludwigs, your Pokimane, like the Imposter Crew, your Sykkuno and everything. They didn't blow up as YouTubers, they blew up as streamers. So that was one part of this. My whole thesis for the creator economy is like, okay, YouTube has had a problem in terms of global mass talents coming from YouTube first lately. It's been a problem for a minute. Like MrBeast is kind of like the last big homegrown YouTuber success story, to be honest. Like he's one of the last, like, that's like, as far as major global talents. There have been some players, but in terms of S tier class talents, it's been Twitch streamers and TikTokers. The new music stars are coming from TikTok. They used to come from YouTube. Justin Bieber was discovered on YouTube. The biggest like music talent, a lot of it used to be like YouTube. The newest acting talent, a lot of these people were undiscovered stars that like started out on YouTube, and that's not the case anymore. It's TikTok and Twitch now.
Yep.
And why? The incentive of ease of entry, because polished YouTube videos and recorded YouTube videos and scripted content and all this stuff, very hard, dude, compared to, and I'm not saying streamers don't work hard. I'm not saying TikTokers don't work hard. I'm saying that Twitch and TikTok were much more accessible creative platforms. And for a lot of people, they were faster to monetize.
Ooh. Yo. That's truth right there. That's some truth bomb for y'all. That's some truth bomb for y'all right there. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's like, it's real. I mean, look at, Carl Jacobs. Carl got big on Twitch. Now, granted, he got some play off of the MrBeast stuff, but if you watch Colin and Samir's video, he was streaming and hustling on Twitch, and it was the money he saved for 2 years of streaming on Twitch, and he really wanted to be a streamer, not a YouTuber, and he got the opportunity to go edit for MrBeast's brother. Go watch the Colin and Samir video about the story of Carl. And then he took all of his money out of the bank, dropped out of school, and went to North Carolina to go edit for MrBeast's brother. And then in between, he ended up doing some work for MrBeast, broke out on there and set himself up for success. And then all of that got to grow his Twitch popularity, and he became one of the biggest Twitch streamers in a relatively short period of time. Yes, that came from some exposure granted to them, but people came and stayed for him on Twitch, and then he became part of the Dream SMP. Now, actually, I take something I said back. Dream is probably the last big homegrown YouTuber, actually, recently. And Dream is massively an anomaly. But yeah, Carl understood the assignment.
The thing is, we are in the infancy. Even today, we are in the infancy of the creator economy. So there's a lot of people, even older folks, that feel like they're too late into the game and it's too late to start. No, it's not. Like, no matter how old you are, if you want to get in on this, you can get in on it right now. And I would probably argue there's no time like the present because the opportunities are just out there and they're going to continue to grow over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Like this thing is, we're just starting right here. I tweeted something today that kind of amazed me. Like in January will mark my 4-year anniversary on YouTube.
Happy anniversary, brother.
I've been making content for 4 years. Appreciate you, my dude. And I remember Roberto saying how the average life cycle of a YouTuber is 3 to 5 years.
To start to begin to
what's that?
Yeah.
I don't know about that though, because I'm just getting started. I'm just getting started, but yeah. I think the average life cycle of a YouTuber probably a little bit longer these days, just because of.
No, I said that so it's more than one lifestyle. I hate to cut you off on that. So it's 3 to 5 years to start to get traction on your YouTube channel, and then you get 3 to 5 years after your peak of relevancy.
Okay.
So it's 3 to 5 years to grind and be successful. Then you probably get like 1 or 2, maybe 3 good years of being relevant, and then you have a 3 to 5 year decline after that.
I guess that's true with anything, right? I mean, you get like
it's the creator life cycle, circle of life.
Yeah, if you're lucky, if you get like 10 years, and then you really get 10 years of relevancy of any like career or whatever. So that makes sense. But yeah. 45% getting started, man. We all just getting started. That's the main thing. We are all just getting started out here.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, I mean, like, with me, I made an account, but I didn't upload for like years and years and years, right? So when I started actually uploading, that's the true beginning of my life cycle, and I grew from 0 to 100,000 in about roughly 3 years, right? Then I was growing by 100,000 per year for like 3 years after that, and then I started my cycle of stagnation because I stopped uploading daily videos or near daily videos. And like, dude, this year I've uploaded the least videos that I've uploaded in maybe 5 years. This is the least amount in 5 years. This is probably the least amount of videos I've uploaded since, actually more than that, because 2016, I was like crushing. I was uploading hundreds of videos. So like, this is the least amount of videos I've uploaded since 2014 or 2013. Like, this might be legitimately, since I started really hustling in 2013, I might have actually uploaded the least amount of videos that I have, Viper, in 7 or 8 years this year. And probably last year also was pretty close to the thinnest that I've been since like 2015, 2016 in my highest cycle of growth. Dude, if I start uploading again, though, if I start uploading 150 videos a year again, 150 videos a year again, let alone if I ever got back to like daily, to the moon. No kidding.
I think people in the I see some people in the chat talking about how they're having trouble growing and different things like that. You heard Roberto just say it takes 3 to 5 years of grinding before you reach any traction. So
it also depends on whether you work a 9-to-5 job or run a business, or also what skill level do you start YouTube with in terms of your skills? Because like, here are skills that you have to start YouTube with, and you might be learning these things, so it might take you longer. It'll take you longer if you're learning video editing when you start YouTube versus if you had video editing skills before you started YouTube. If you are learning marketing and copywriting and SEO while you're doing YouTube, if you didn't learn that before, it'll take you longer. Thumbnails, graphic design.
Music in the background?
Oh, that's somebody's phone. Don't worry about it.
Oh. Like, what is that?
Yeah. Anyway, like, so like the skills that you start with when you become a creator determine how long it takes you in some cases, and then also the amount of time you have before, like, sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. Like the amount of time you have to devote to making your content and the amount of time that your type of content takes. Those things impact your growth trajectory too. So like if you work a 9-to-5 job, you will not necessarily in many cases grow as fast as someone who doesn't, because you don't have time freedom and you may not be able to invest as much time per video, or you may not have the time to make a higher quality and caliber of video, or the amount of time to make more content, be more consistent, stay on that grind, never miss a week. So like those things actually do matter in terms of how much time and energy can you put into each individual video? How much time do you have per week of high energy to even make content versus you're tired after work and you're sleeping or whatever? how consistent can you upload, how often, and what level of skill and talent do you have to even make content at the start versus the learning curve. So like that makes a difference. And the time to research videos, like Chantel's taking, like so like there are advantages and disadvantages people have at different levels of their career and their struggles. And it doesn't begin and end with money, Viper. I think it really is more about the time and the skills you have before you start.
Yeah, I think it has. I mean, I would argue it has it has very little to do with money, and basically how much work are you putting into it. Again, like it could be 3 to 5 years, or you might be able to like expedite that and have a quicker time if you put more work in. But yeah, at the end of the day, as I've said pretty much all year long, it is literally about the work that you put into achieving whatever it is you want to achieve. The other thing is that the difference between success and failure is choice. You can keep going and choose to keep going until you succeed or reach whatever level of success that you deem successful, or you can give up because you're not getting the traction that you think you should be getting, or whatever the variant number of factors that are out there that make you want to quit doing what you're doing, and then you don't get to that point because you quit, and then at that point
quitting before you make 100 videos is the most common thing, which is why I point out to people, MrBeast made 100 videos, he didn't even get 1,000 subscribers, and y'all are quitting before you did that. 6 years ago, the guy had 10,000 subscribers. He made 460 videos to get to 10,000 subscribers. Poor Marquez, MKBHD, Marquez Brownlee. Poor Marquez made 100 videos. He didn't even get 100 subscribers. He got 78. And y'all are quitting because you didn't get anything. You think you didn't get anything out of 30, 40, 50 videos. These people made 100 videos and they didn't get that much out of it. PewDiePie did 2,500 and he made 100 videos. Like, so the biggest YouTubers got less out of their first 100 videos than I got out of mine. Different niche, different genre, smaller niche, all those things. And then my introverted, but like not being charismatic on camera at all until I made like 300 and something videos. But like these creators, a lot of them, their first 100 videos didn't even crack 10,000 subscribers for most of them. Some of them barely cracked 1,000 subscribers. Most of them, they would not have gotten monetized off their first 100 videos, to be honest with you. Okay. PewDiePie couldn't even get monetized until 30,000 subscribers because he was a gamer and they didn't monetize gaming channels back in the early days of YouTube, not unless you signed with a partner network. And so, which a lot of them screwed over small creators. So like literally today, it's actually not harder to get monetized. Marquez got kicked out of the partner program 3 times back in the old days. 3 times. Like the biggest YouTubers couldn't even by today's rules get monetized. And in some cases, even by the rules of the time, couldn't even get monetized. They did not get discouraged. Today's YouTubers do not have that fortitude. That's why the failure rate on YouTube is so high, is people quit really early in their career, Viper. They do not give it the same like tenacity and fortitude that they would give to a sports career. Even as a varsity or a student athlete, they don't give it what they'd give a music career if they really were serious, and they don't give it what they give the 4 years of college. They will not give it the same energy.
All right, I am tired of you lying to the people, Roberto. I'm tired of you lying.
In what way?
I'm talking about how you're not charismatic. I have seen your car rant. Your car rants are some of the most charismatic pieces of content on the platform.
Not my early
content. I've seen you plaque people, Roberto. I have video evidence of you out here placking people. Don't tell me you're not charismatic.
Don't bring up the plaque, Viper. Like
I bring it up the plaque, Roberto. I'll bring it up the plaque.
Anyway, the my early content was my early content was massively low energy and I wasn't charismatic in my early content, and I got to 10,000 subscribers in a year, and it wasn't luck either, and it wasn't entertaining content. It was tutorials. It was really dry tutorials on software, Photoshop, Premiere Pro, InDesign. It's like, and I didn't start getting like really start being more of myself and having confidence on camera. Like I was probably at 50, 60,000 subscribers when I started getting much more comfortable on camera. I would say I got used to it because I was making it a daily habit by then, right? And so, because anything that you don't do on a regular basis, you're nervous about doing it. You're worried about doing a good job. You're overthinking things. You're in your head. You don't know how to take criticism. So I had to work on it. I had to work a lot. And then a lot of friends like Brian G. Johnson noticed that's like a couple of years ago, I really started working harder on my presentation and delivery ability, even in my long form content, and stronger analogies, stronger opinions, better delivery, timing, pacing, focus, because I worked on my public speaking on stage, which I was not good at when I started, Viper. I was very bad at it. I have the early videos to prove it. It's like I was very bad at it.
We are all bad when we start, though.
Exactly. And that's my thing is people expect to be very good. I'm like, make your first 100 crappy videos, get it over with, because you need that. You need the practice. You need the practice. You have to taste it. You have to improve incrementally over time. Like, so I feel that not enough people put in the time that YouTube demands for you to learn like the 10 or so skills that you would need to make competitive content.
Yeah, if we talking about practice, y'all, we are definitely talking about practice. A lot of people out there are not putting in the practice that it takes to reach an elite YouTube creator level. And you got to put in the time. There are no shortcuts.
People ain't even putting the time to make stuff at a basic level, dude. And the thing is, the most successful large creators I know, they still are working at getting better. I was like, dude, I was talking to a creator that is literally probably going to get a million subscribers by the end of this year. And he and I were going back and forth over his video, and we were going back and forth over his thumbnail. And he has no ego talking to a channel half his size about that, because he trusts and values my opinions, because I've helped before with content, and I see patterns and trends, and I'm a fan of his content, and I'm talking about, well, what as a viewer, what would do it for me, right? And like he has no ego, and we were like having this great back and forth about his content. He's working diligently, like round the clock, to make stuff just a little better. And he's almost at 1 million subs. He could just phone it in. He's like, nope, I want it to be better. Tell me what would make it better. Oh, I see exactly why you say that would make it better. Oh, you're right. I'm going to switch these things. I'm going to do this. It's like that lack of ego and the dedication to just making a better video for the audience is what makes good creators great creators. And I respect anybody who has that success and keeps grinding. That's the thing about some of the top creators. They don't stop grinding and coast on their success. They keep going in, and it's amazing.
Constant evolution, no doubt.
What do you think about the community tab?
Besides not using it enough, I think it's a great tool. More creators should use it. Here's the cool thing about the community tab. It takes a lot less time to put something on it than to make an actual video, but it still can provide similar value to uploading a video. But I think some creators make a mistake with the community tab, using it as just a video dump, or not interacting with it organically. I kind of liken it to creators that just use Twitter as a video dump. When you go to their Twitter profile, the only thing that you see is them trying to sell something or post their videos. No. You have to have organic interaction on the community tab. It is literally called the community tab. It is there for you to have organic interaction with your community. So don't think about it as just a place to dump your video. Think about it as a place to get ideas for future videos, or ask questions, or do polls. But you want to have organic interaction on your community tab.
I agree 1,000%. 1,000% agree. And I like to use it that way. I even recommend that people use it weekly, if not daily. I think that could be very powerful for them. So we have a really good super chat here. Reborn Artist Life says, purchased your media kit. When pricing, should I use my largest platform, or would I price each platform differently? Thank you for the information. Yeah, something I'm adding to that is I'm adding a kind of what I would call a negotiation guide, and then also a pitching guide. We're adding that because one of the things I would tell you with regard to the brand deal stuff is you can actually pitch a package around all of your platforms in terms of amplifying, like main platform content plus amplification, and representing as a brand ambassador on your other platforms. And what you do is you structure this around like deliverables. So it's like, hey, I'm going to be a brand ambassador for you. I'm going to do this main video. This is how much a one-off would be. But hey, what if we do a 3-month relationship or a 6-month relationship? I'll do this many videos for you on my biggest platform, but I will amplify your brand and push traffic to you with my other platforms. And I'll do it XYZ times a week or a month. And so you'll get this much for me in the quarter, in the 90 days of us, and then we can re-up and do another 90 days, or if it's 6 months, we'll do it every 6 months and we can re-up and re-up. What you want to do with these brand deals is, yeah, you can do one-off brand deals, but I'm trying to get more creators, Viper, to sign up to long-term commits and relationships with brands. Instead of one-night stands with brands, you want relationships. Go in for the relationship and tell them what a commitment from you looks like and package around that. And then even with your pricing, you don't price off your followers. You don't price off your views. Like I keep saying, you price off of a couple of things: your reputation, and was basically how the community rocks with you, and what you've done, your accomplishments, those things. And if you want price, you just got to remember, what if the brand paid you to make content on their platform? All of a sudden, your theoretical views, your reach, your follower count, your subscriber count doesn't matter if you have to make content for the brand on their platforms. So now you have to figure out, well, what's the value of my content and what's the value of my reputation and putting my name to this product? And see, that's why you need to price off of that as part of your foundation, even if it's on your own platform or whether it's on their platform, because the work is the work and your name is worth something. Your reputation is worth something. You also need to be careful. You don't want to have to tie yourself to repping for a brand and then have to apologize for associating with them later.
Ooh, yeah.
We've known people in that situation. We've known people in that situation. We won't name any, no shade, no tea, but we've seen it. And we've been out here in these YouTube streets. We've seen it. Like you don't want to do that. You also want to negotiate for who owns the rights to things, and you also want to negotiate takedown rights. You want to negotiate whether or not you're whether they have the right to ask you to take down a video or to disassociate, and how long do they have the right to make that decision, and ownership of that. And shared IP. You want to negotiate licensing rights and takedown rights and ownership rights. We've had friends who they didn't even do anything wrong, and the brand wanted a video that was part of their library, so they had to like unlist a video or private a video because a brand just didn't want an old video out there, even though they still sold the product. They were like, well, we have a new version of it. It's like, well, that people still buy the old version. Oh, but we don't want. Like we've seen that, like exactly who I'm talking about with that, Viper, but it's happened to more than one person, but you know exactly which situation I'm talking about.
Yeah. Here's the thing though. Creator, we always talk about how creator can work with brands and negotiate with brands and different things like that. But hello to all of the 98 of you all watching. Every one of you watching.
Oh, 101 now.
101 now. 101 of you all. You are all brands. You are all your own brand. So it's not about you associated or working with brands. It's about brands working with you because you're your own brand and you have to represent your own brand accordingly and make sure you get your value. Know your value, baby. Know your value.
Yeah. My homie Mitch Jackson here. Thank you, Mitch. Roberto, representing a few people now who wish they never associated with certain brands. Everyone needs to be careful and have fun, but be careful. That's some life advice there. Have fun, but be careful. That's life advice right there. Mitch Jackson, streaming lawyer, good friend of mine, OG in the space. I believe the first lawyer to ever live stream, a court case publicly. Bringing up Valkyrie had to do that a little while ago. Yeah, with the whole reflect thing, absolutely. So that's like extremely important to really think about. Make sense about pricing. Thank you, Adrian. Only more people treat every biz deal as a relationship instead of transaction. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get people, even with the brand deal starter kit stuff. That's like one of the really things that I've been trying to teach people with the brand deal starter kit is I'm trying to give you a resource that actually makes it more practical in working with brands. And that's why I made it, because it's not a course. I am going to make a brand deal secrets course next year, but that's a different story. But the starter kit is really about giving you resources and a starting point when you don't really have a foundation for how you're doing this or a system for how you're doing this. So what I started with is here's 100 brands that work with influencers, because a lot of y'all's biggest problem is y'all don't even know who to work with. You don't know who offers creators money. You don't know who in your niche you should be working with as brands. So I list, and I'm updating the list constantly of like, oh, here's like this, here's that. At some point we might even make something where we break some of it down by niche or whatever. But like right now we just got a running list of like 120 something brands that work with influencers, because a lot of y'all don't even know what the opportunity is. Okay. And then, all right, I know who to work with. I know who I can work with. Now, who should I work with? What model should I use for beginning to price? How do I reach out? What do I say to them? What if they come to me? There's all these questions at the root of it. And the thing is, there's not a standardized answer. I don't like people trying to plug their stats from their social media into a calculator and then arrive at a price because it doesn't account for
No.
what about all these revisions they want? What about licensing rights? What about them wanting to be able to use your likeness? What about them wanting to take your thing and make it an ad on TV? What about that? What
What
about
about your
asking you
equipment?
for what's that?
I said, what about your equipment that you're using that you have to buy? Yeah.
What about that? What about pricing in making the video better by hiring help? What about that? What if they ask you to do some things that may not be great for your boundaries? Like, well, what's the
Also, the
price?
thing
What's the
that I
price for that?
discovered today, what about closed captions that we have to pay for? Because, yeah, found that out today. Interesting stuff there.
Yeah, I like that brand deal starter kit, baby. That right. So, Annette, thank you. Coffee Talk Crew, Annette, $9 super chat. Thank you. 999 super chat. Sorry. I have a really good idea for an evergreen video buyers are searching for. Is it better to do it as a live stream or as an actual video? Does it matter as a new creator? Which way should I go? Great question, Annette. For you as a new creator, I would consider making the first version of this video as an uploaded video to YouTube, as a recorded evergreen piece of content. I'd make the first version of this video that. Depending on how that goes, what data and analysis you get, I'd circle back to this idea if it's evergreen again and find another new angle or new information to interject or more depth or a shortened version of it to do. So like I'll give you guys some of my literal live stream, like not live stream, my YouTube content strategy. I'll give you guys a little bit of my secret sauce right here. A how-to video on how to do something, a video that explains another video that explains what something is, a video that gives a step-by-step process for something, a video that gives how to do something in a certain amount of steps, a video that gives you a certain number like 7, 8, 10, 15, 20 tips for doing something, and another version of the video where I will do like 5 tips in 5 minutes, 6 tips in 6 minutes, 10 tips in 10 minutes, 7 tips in 7 minutes. I'll do something that's delivery based and time based. And it's the same concept or theme or the root lesson, but it is not just duplicating the content and is not saying the same thing over and over. It's saying it and teaching it in a different way for a person's different learning type. There are different executions of these videos. Some of them are about being sensitive to how much time people have. Some of them are about being sensitive to how much depth people have. Some of them are about making it quick. Some about going in depth. Some of them about process. Some of them about, well, starting with nothing or starting with this much money or that much money or whatever. So like my thesis for evergreen content is to think about all the barriers to entry someone has to doing something and address it through making variations of that content that speak to their point of anxiety, their barrier to entry, their stress, their desire for either it being brief or being in depth or them wanting to have a conversation about it. So the thing is, that's why anything I cover, I know that if there is something I want to talk about, that I have no less than 5 to 10 ways to address it so that I can now also make a deep playlist and I can teach YouTube who I'm trying to serve and that I'm consistent and I can build authority on that idea. I can build authority and become known for that idea in the community, in the algorithm, and I can gain the respect of the audience by finding a way to make it click for them. So I think, again, to answer your question, in that you start with making an evergreen video on this, but you can make variations of that video over your career. And you can use that and see what performs to see how best people learn that thing from you. And once you know how best people learn that thing from you or how best more people learn that thing from you, you can capitalize off of understanding that.
Yep. Technically, T with the
Technically,
heart.
T, another proud
Ooh.
student of Roberto University. Like, yep, also Creator Academy fam.
Hey,
Urban noise music, yeah, you might be someone who benefits from the brand deal starter kit. If sponsorships intimidate you,
I mean, I guess I should say that anything is intimidating when you're first starting out doing it, but the more you do it and get used to it, it becomes less and less intimidating. So at some point, you just got to dive in there and figure it out.
yeah. Conscious Mama makes a good point. Yeah, YouTube's lonely. That's another reason people don't make it. Is that it's really hard. You grind through those first 100 videos. And that can be really hard because again, a lot of your problem is that you're expecting I'll do that and I'll grow from those 100. No, it's not about you growing from that. It's about learning, and then you'll learn to make another decent 100 after you make the first 100 crappy videos. Then you'll make your first decent 100 videos. Then you might make your first 100 good videos, and then at some point you might be able to get to a place where you can make 10 great videos back to back, and then that's where magic might happen for you. um, you'll find that most creators, their audience came from their best 10 to 20 videos almost entirely. Like, to be very real with you, most creators that you see that have big numbers of subscribers, that was like 20 videos for real. That was their whatever their 20 best videos are is what did it. I promise you. Like, that's a real thing.
Evergreen content, baby. Let's go.
Accurate closed like YouTube does auto captions, but there can be a lot of problems with that. Paying for them is kind of like okay, I know this works now. My Adobe Premiere Pro, they added that to Premiere Pro. I edited in Premiere Pro, and Premiere Pro is getting really accurate at that. So mine are getting better. But when I get a brand deal, I just pay for them.
Bruh, you must have never been the victim of YouTube auto caption. Because
No,
if
I
you
have.
were,
That's why.
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't throw him! Him!
Oh,
He
yeah,
is not
yeah,
right back in that question.
Spade,
What is what?
yeah.
Bro?
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Ooh.
YouTube auto
Ooh.
captions.
Oh.
No bueno. No bueno.
No,
They'll get better.
no. No, they won't.
Yeah, VidIQ makes a ton of videos about the first 1,000 subscribers, and every one of them adds more to the conversation. Oh, facts. Yeah, facts. Viper's part of that crew.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, Doug Hewson saying that reminds me I need to do CC for my next upload. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Let's talk about this real quick because I discovered today that I think Roberto said, YouTube been doing it for a long time, but today I discovered that YouTube actually using closed captions as metadata. So for fun today,
yes.
I did a YouTube search. I typed in the man about tech and I did a search, and obviously my channel was the first one that popped up. But when I was looking at the videos that populated or whatever, they literally had captions of the intro that I said at the beginning of the video. What's up, people? This your boy Viper, the man about tech. And that caption came up as a part of the description of the video. I did not know that YouTube was using captions in that way. I mean, I kind of knew that they were using captions as metadata, but I didn't know that they were using them in the actual search for videos. So,
oh, they are, especially when you consider that they're doing auto chapters now.
Right, yeah.
To contextualize videos. Because again, a lot of people's problem, even with the dislike button, is tutorials and search content. It's that the ability for YouTube knows the accuracy of the information being communicated relative to the thing because they are analyzing your video structure, identifying logos, facial recognition, voice, tonality, all of it. It's frightening and terrifying how much information they have, how much data they have. It's actually legit scary. It's actually legit frightening. So I don't know why people think the dislike button was so useful, because it's like, I feel like everybody who feels that way, I'm like, you guys actually know how, like, a lot of these people are big creators. They know better. I'm like, you guys know how frighteningly, like, absurd the amount of data that YouTube has is. You really don't think that they can get you an accurate tutorial when you look for one? Like, come on. Like, don't kid a kidder. And they also know that YouTube's obsessed with watch time performance. So like YouTube's watch time performance algorithm dictates the search stuff too. You're not even like, the videos that YouTube is putting in front of you have been pre-selected based on performance and based on relevancy. Like, it's like your choice has kind of been made for you already. That's terrifying. That's terrifying. You don't need public consensus. Like, you really don't. Like, it's getting really scary out here as far as the artificial intelligence part of it. Like Skynet
So
don't
y'all
play.
have you got a couple options, people. You can let YouTube auto caption your video for you, which I would highly recommend against. Don't do that. You can do
Yeah.
your own auto captions yourself, which is very, very time consuming. Or if you have special software, you might be able to do it a little quicker. Or you can do what I do and pay for them. Which and usually, uh services like rev.com will do them very accurately. Not
Yes.
always, but usually. Yeah.
Yep. And there is an option 4.
Okay.
There's 2 really good pieces of software for video editing that are doing this. Adobe Premiere Pro and also Descript are very good. They're also using artificial intelligence and cloud-based, like, so that's also, yay Skynet. Hail Skynet.
Yeah. Artificial intelligence doing capture for me usually doesn't work, so I need humans to do it. That's why I pay Rev.
Oh, facts. Like, so yeah, so there's so much of this that is really interesting to me in terms of how so much the AI from Google Rank Brain. Like, dude, they know the mood and facial recognition. Like, they know when you're smiling in a video. They know the mood. They know the tone of your voice. It's terrifying. It's terrifying. And again, people really still think that YouTube can't determine what a video is about, like, very reasonably.
Mm-hmm. So the other thing about closed captions is that when YouTube auto captions them, sometimes they auto captions them in the wrong language, and when that happens, your video tends to start tanking until you get that corrected. So you really want to make sure
you're the victim of an anomaly.
Yeah, you need good closed captions. You need them to be correct and in the correct language.
On occasion, here is the problem with YouTube sometimes. On occasion, they'll screw up like they do at Viper's channel. Like, on occasion, they'll massively screw something up. But that's an anomaly. That's like winning the reverse lottery, so to speak, right? You win the reverse lottery, right? So like Viper genuinely is kind of like a victim of like the downside of the AI part of YouTube. Most creators only benefit from it. Viper's an outlier.
Yeah.
Swoop on her previous channel, that happened to her in a bad way at 600,000 subscribers. Me and her did a video about that. And YouTube even confirmed her issue was legit and not made up or anything. So like they oh yeah, you got screwed. Like, so they've even admitted that these anomalies can exist, but everyone assumes they're the victim of an algorithmic anomaly when most people just need to improve their content or relate to their audience and understand what their audience wants from them, or improve their titles and thumbnails, and that's like it. Most people are not the victims of algorithmic anomalies. A lot of people are the victims of just not wanting to make what people want to watch. Myself included, by the way. Like, I don't always make what people want to watch. So like, that's a real thing, but you can eliminate some of these things by taking extra steps. Like you were saying, Viper, the paid closed captions eliminate a lot of the assumption part for the algorithm. And so it's really practical to just eliminate a problem before it happens in many cases. This is also why some big creators, they have a protocol where they upload their videos as private or unlisted, and they let it go through the check system. They let it go through the copyright to see if anyone's got claim anything. They go through, like, a lot of creators upload their videos 24 hours in advance just to make sure it processes in 4K and all that stuff. Like, so there's a lot of things that established creators know that they have to go out of their way to do just to clear any potential problems before they happen that could impact a video. So it's just something to think about that.
Yep. Yes. But moral of the story, closed caption is very important.
Indeed. We have a question. Encrypted Angels, how's it going? I've been considering getting a handheld stabilizer for filming with my Android. Any recommendations are much appreciated. DJI Osmo OM4 or OM5, about $139, I believe. Great reviews by Justine and Jenna Zirak. So recommend.
Damn, they're already up to 4 and 5? Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
They're moving.
What's a reasonable posting schedule for a community without being annoyed? 3 times a day or more? 3 times a day is a bit much if your name isn't Meet Kevin.
No.
Or unless it's YouTube Shorts.
Mm.
YouTube Shorts, just like TikTok, you can post multiple times a day. But 3
No,
is the limit for notifications going to subs if you care about
no,
that
I
at
think I
all.
think I think he's talking about the community tab, I think.
Oh, community tab? You can do 3 times a day in the community tab.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I've done it. It's been fine, but like that might be a much for some people. But the Viper, the community tab, just like regular YouTube content, it doesn't like spam and hit people. It does know what to show people, and it's and the thing is, it depends on how you do it. If you post like a meme for one thing, no one cares if the next thing is that you actually post some content or a poll. Like it's just you don't post the same thing or the same type of content over and over. But it's like the community tab can be used like Twitter or Facebook in the sense that you could use it at 8 in the morning, 12 or 1 in the afternoon, and 6 in the evening, and that wouldn't be unreasonable as long as all of it is unique, interesting, like, oh, that's kind of cool, or oh, I do want to interact with that. Like if it's something you want to interact with, there's nothing wrong with doing that. You'd have to be thoughtful as hell about it. I wouldn't go to 3 a day if you're not somebody who knows what they're doing. I think that a couple times a week or even once a day is more reasonable, especially I don't want people out here overworking for low hanging fruit or nothing like that. So like, but I'm just pointing out that for someone who knows what they're doing, because you might see some big creators, you might wonder why they're doing something like 3 times a day or something like that. I want you to understand they know what they're doing.
Yeah. Oh, get out here. Mick Jackson has to run. All right, man. Appreciate you hanging out, sir. Thank you.
All right, appreciate you, Mitch. Yeah. So yeah, so like I think that there's like I think that was there anything you think we still need to talk about with the Mr. Beast thing?
The Mr. Beast thing. What else is there to talk about? I oh man. I really wish that people would just didn't target bigger creators just because they're bigger creators. People really don't take into account the amount of work that goes into getting to a level that a Mr. Beast gets to, or PewDiePie, or a Marquez, or just Thing. They weren't always big creators. They spent years building up their craft and getting better and constantly evolving to get to where they are. Like I made the mistake earlier in this stream. I thought Mr. Beast only had been uploading for 5 years. He's been uploading for almost 10 years. 9 years he's been uploading. He just didn't grow 85 million subscribers. He grew them over 9 years of uploading. So stop hating on them just because they're big creators. They weren't always big creators. We all started zero. And we have to put in the work to get to various levels of success. Like I said earlier, it'll be 4 years that I've been uploading videos to YouTube. I just crossed 6,000 subscribers a month or so ago, and I'm still on my journey. I mean, we all have different paces in our journey. We all are at different points of our careers and different things like that. But just stop hating on them just because they're big creators. Like they put in the work, and if you put in the work, you can get to their level too. So just stop hating just because they're big.
Well, it's not even about getting to their level because again, like okay,
Right.
most people realistically they're not going to get to Mr. Beast, but then again, Mr. Beast, everyone said, oh, no one will get to PewDiePie's level without being a media company like T Series or Cocomelon or whatever. It's like Mr. Beast is like surpassed him in every way that matters except for sub count now, and he's about to do that come next year. You know, and then there will be maybe somebody that grows up watching Mr. Beast will then say, I'm going to be bigger than Mr. Beast, and maybe they'll do it. Like you like we so there is something to that, but that shouldn't be really the thing. Is Mr. Beast is not making PewDiePie's content, he's making Mr. Beast content. He's making the content he wishes he had gotten to watch when he was a kid. He wishes PewDiePie would do this stuff, so he does it. He's like, oh, you know what, I'm not just gonna just wish or wait for somebody to do something, or I'm not gonna beg somebody to do something, I'm just gonna do it. And he's a kid who started in Greenville, North Carolina, with less than $500 worth of camera gear, making videos on a broke iPhone 4. I'm not even joking. I know his whole backstory. Like, I grew up in a town very close to his, actually. Like, this is a kid who 6 years ago had 10,000 subscribers as making content on a broken iPhone 6 years ago. 6 years ago. Like, how much are y'all going to change yourself and work on yourself and get new abilities, new skills? And how many of you would make money and then invest all of the money, literally every dollar, into your craft instead of into your lifestyle? Because Mr. Beast didn't upgrade his lifestyle. He kept just throwing every dime into the next video. to the point of like if they messed up, they were gonna go under. He like kept doing that. That's not a reasonable thing for everybody to do. But if you want to be on that level, you don't do things reasonably. Now, if you want to do things reasonably, which is what I preach, you don't necessarily go that far, but you do think about, well, how far can I go? What is reasonable for me? And it's not about being as big as MrBeast. It's being as big as you can be if you actually go hard and if you actually put in the like. I never think like, dude, I didn't necessarily until I saw I had 50,000 subscribers. I didn't think I could get to 100,000 subscribers, but I saw I had 50. I thought it'd be a miracle to get to 10, and I got to 10. And I was like, oh, so I put a low ceiling on myself. Okay, I got to 10 and 11. I got to 10,000 11 months by making weekly tutorial videos. I was like, okay, but what if I do more? And then I did like I kept going. I got to 20 in like 2 years. I was like, what if I go daily? So I ratcheted it up and like, oh, like year 2, a year of doing content. I was like, oh, I started with 20,000 in February of like, what was it? February of 2015. I had like 20,000. And then by December, I had 75,000. So I got 50,000 new subs in a year in 2015. And then I got to 100,000 in spring of 2016. And then I like every year after that, I got like 100,000 every year after that for a while until, recently I slowed down a little bit, lifestyle changes, growing up, all that stuff, more work, more everything. But I kept underestimating what I could do because I was like, oh, I got 100,000. Yeah. There's no way I get to 200. Oh, I got to 200, 250. It's like, oh, well, the most absurd possible ceiling for me is 500,000. That'll never happen. Oh, 2020. Oh, 500,000 before the end of the year. Okay. And then again, I didn't feel the need after 500,000. I'm like, I don't need to sprint to 1 million or nothing. So this year, okay, we capped at like 240. I'm sorry, 540. Okay, cool. It's like, I didn't, this is beyond anything I could have imagined for myself because this was the stretch goal. Everything after this is a victory, dude. Everything after 10K was a victory. 90% of YouTubers never get 10,000 subscribers at all in their entire lifetime of their career. 90% of people fail to get 10,000 subscribers. That's how hard it is. So it's like everything after 10,000 was a gift. Everything after 100,000 was certainly a gift. I was like, oh, I don't need a gold play button. I'm good. Like, I mean, I still might get one in 2025 but like, because I'll just be making more content and the thing will grow. Like it'll happen. So it's like when I look at this stuff and I look at, well, why don't people make it? I think a lot of it is one, too much comparing yourself to your heroes and too much hero worship and copying other people instead of thinking about, well, what would I want to watch? And I'll make that. You can learn from other people. You might even copy them at least a little bit at first, but you can make something your own. MrBeast made the Squid Game thing his own. He did a different thing of it. And also, again, doing it IRL versus a scripted, fictionalized drama. He made a reality TV show. He actually did the thing. So like, that's the twist. There's always, oh, but with a twist. What a twist, right? Just don't M. Night Shyamalan's it because that can go 50-50. And so the thing that I'm trying to get at is you don't know what you're capable of, and it's very possible that somebody made you think you're not good enough and that you're more limited than you are. Because again, I didn't think I'd get 5. Like, who made me? Why would I say that it's impossible for me to get 100,000? Why would I say that it's impossible for me to get 250,000? Why would I say it's impossible for me to get 500,000? Why would I put that on myself? And the thing is, for all of my disbelief, here it is.
And that is the beauty of what we do. We are only limited by our belief in ourselves. Ryan Hall, to answer your question, you can pay for auto captions and just upload them. Or actually, if you pay for service like Rev will upload them when they're done. So you don't have to have the captions ready when you first upload. You can just upload them later on whenever they're ready. Dude, that's what I do. I don't have them ready when I upload. I don't even pay for them until the video is uploaded. Then Rev gives them to me like a few hours later, and they put them on there. That's it.
Yeah, I think I have a referral for Rev for people. Let me see if I have that.
Yeah, I'm probably doing it the wrong way, but I usually move too quickly with videos. Now I have too quick of a turnaround to like wait for Rev to give them to me before I upload. So I upload.
It's okay if you do it after. I mean, I do that a lot of times. I'm going to post it in the chat. It's robertoblake.com/go/rev REV, and you can use my link, my referral link there, and they'll hook you up. That's my affiliate link. So yeah, if it's time sensitive, dude, just post the video and then have the closed captions go up afterward. I
Yeah.
I do it all the time. I do it all the time. If it's time sensitive, it is what it is. Now, what I do is I try to get ahead of it if I get paid for a sponsorship.
And the other thing is, I thought you said that you get 90% of your views in the first 6 hours, but if you add captions to your video, you can potentially get more views down the road, dude. So it's up to you.
Exactly. You like people focus a lot on initial views. I've stopped focusing on initial views. Again, I'm playing YouTube differently than other people because a lot of people are trying to use YouTube to quit their day job. The way you play YouTube after you've already not like, for one thing, when I started doing like YouTube seriously, I was already a full-time freelancer. So like doing YouTube seriously when you already work for yourself and you're self-employed is very different than when you are trying to do it as a side hustle and leave your 9 to 5 job. Or if you're in a creator economy career like you, Viper, you work for a creator based company, you work for a creator economy company, then you have more flexibility, time freedom. You're not competing with it. You're not worried about your boss not liking your YouTube channel, that kind of thing. So it's a little bit different, right? So if you either are your own boss or you have a creator economy company background, you're in a creative services career of some kind, then YouTube becomes very different in terms of how you're playing that game when you have a stable income source outside of YouTube that doesn't compromise your time freedom or your creative freedom to make content, and it only aids you in doing that. It's a very different circumstance. The leave 9 to 5 to do YouTube or side hustle with a 9 to 5. It's a very different situation. That's why I keep making different content that is not just YouTube help content, but creative career content. Because for some of you, you need a better job that will let you create. And then you can have it both ways. And you may not even need to quit your 9 to 5 job to also be a creator. Like that's Viper's situation, for example. You can get a better 9 to 5 job that suits the lifestyle that you want. That's what Viper did. So there's more than one path, right? You could be a freelancer like me, and then you could do that and then build your own business into something where you then have employees. And in my case, I don't have people helping make the YouTube content. I have them helping my businesses outside of YouTube. I make enough money outside of YouTube, enough passive income to where, I mean, I haven't uploaded for like 45 days, Viper. I'll be back this week to uploads, but I was moving into a house. I just became a homeowner. I bought a house with my YouTube paycheck. There's, that's and that was a big deal. That was a big life change, the American dream, all good things. But I had to spend a lot of time moving and doing contractors and renovations, getting the electrical wiring fixed, doing some other safety things, closing up the old house. There was a lot that I had to do, and I could not upload reasonably and keep my sanity and do all of that. So I had to take 45 days off from uploading YouTube videos. I also have sponsors that understand and like had my back on a lot of that stuff too. So like I didn't have income disruption, but if I did, I would have had my passive income streams that I spent years and years and years building. So like there's a very different way of operating on YouTube when you don't have a 9 to 5 job that competes with YouTube, or if you're a full-time creator, or if you have a 9 to 5 job that helps you do YouTube.
All this to say that ultimately, if you want it bad enough, you'll make it happen. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. If
Well,
you want
that's
it
part
bad
of
enough,
it.
you'll make it happen.
Well, that's part of it. That's definitely part of it. But another part of it is just that understand that not everyone is playing the game the same way, which is why I'm trying to teach people. Like I'm trying to teach people that it's like there's not a single guaranteed way to approach a YouTube career, because let's look at what your starting point is and what your time sensitivities are. Like if you work a 9 to 5 job, I don't even think doing YouTube after work makes sense. I think doing it on the weekends and uploading and releasing your content during the week probably makes more sense, because you can rest up. Because I don't think you have I think it's really hard to make videos after working all day and being in the tank. I also think that it makes more sense to relax and be with your family, not after 9 to 5 time, Monday through Friday. If you're and that's it. I think it makes more sense to do that and then tell the family on the weekend that, hey, I need some me time and then some we time and then to sleep, and divide that up on Saturday and Sunday and give 6 or 8 hours a day, give 12 hours a week to the hustle then, instead of trying to squeeze 2 hours a night from it after work. I don't know that that's a great situation for a lot of people. So I've talked to people, creators that work 9 to 5, have families. I've talked to them about that and what we came up with. I mean, I'm not a I don't have kids. I'm not married. I don't have to deal with that. But a lot of my clients, a lot of my friends do. So I've like taken their advice, and they're not YouTube educators. So I've just like, with permission, borrowed their advice on that of like how they do it, right? How they do it, and the conversation they had with their family and their significant others. So it's like I I just passed that along to all of you, that that's what they came up with and that's what worked for them. And then there's also the whole, changing from a career, like changing from your 9 to 5 job versus this being your full-time job is a different set of circumstances. So don't judge how you're doing YouTube by somebody else's circumstances.
No,
Like,
no,
don't do that,
no,
because that'll hurt you.
no. But what I still stand by what I said though. Ultimately, at the end of the day, if you want it bad enough, you will make a way. It doesn't have to be the same way everybody else is doing it, but you will make a way. So Gabe Newell says, "What about advice for streaming audiences? Streaming is becoming a bigger part of YouTube, and that is true. A lot of the stuff that we're talking about
Yeah, I'm
for
looking
uploading videos, you can be the same for streaming, dude. It
I think that you
ultimately,
have to. Yeah. Go ahead, Viper.
I would say ultimately you have to find out how you can provide value to your audience. Streaming or uploading video, it's all about providing value. If you can figure out a way to provide value, then it doesn't matter if you upload a video or stream. Figure out a way to provide value and figure out how you can do it in an entertaining way. Streaming is a little different because you have to be able to hold a conversation in real time. But the cool thing about streaming is that you have a live audience to help you with that as well. So, yeah,
I'd say with streaming, the production and prep work is the key versus with recorded video. Like, most of the work for a lot of creators that do recorded video happens in the edit. So that's
yeah,
post-production work. It's post-production work. For a stream, everything is pre-production work. And so that's why I say is the key difference is the stream. You have to do pre-production work for everything, because the video is the video. It's the edit. There's no edit. It's all live. So it's pre-production, it's planning, and it's your production step and gear. So it's like, again, our audio thing is me having manual controls for an audio interface, and then like also having my soundboard with memes.
Bruh.
So like, that's all like production and pre-production right there, because it's live, right? If I had my second camera angle hooked up, it'd be me using my switcher. That's the thing. It's using StreamYard. Thank you, StreamYard, for sponsoring today's video. Like, it's the pre-production with that. And then there's optimization is the same basically for both. You do it in advance and you do as much of it at publish. Difference is when you go live, publish is when you start the video versus publish is when the video is done if you do an edited video. So like, that's the difference. Streaming is becoming more accessible and becoming more part of YouTube. And I've talked about that because of the lower barrier to entry thing. The same thing with YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts is also lower barrier to entry. This is what's getting us back to the roots of YouTube. This is what's getting us back to the roots of YouTube, the accessibility thing, because the editing is what was crushing people. Now they can either edit a lot, heavy editing, but in a 60-second or less video. That's less taxing. They can turn that around. They can be consistent. They can do the things. They can see what works. They can taste it. That's like, and it might go viral. So that's practical for rookie creators, regardless of their circumstance. And with live streaming, as long as you get a decent, you can get a decent Elgato face cam for like $200. You get a really good microphone for $100. You don't have to be fancy like me and Viper and throw $1,000 at your audio. You don't have to be fancier like me and Viper and spend thousands of dollars on your cameras, which we've done exuberant amount. Like, you don't need me and Viper's. What are we rocking with? Like $5,000 setups? Like, you don't need that for live streaming.
no.
And you can get very close to what we have going on here and what we have looking like for $500.
Yep.
You can go a tenth of the price, and you can get Elgato ring light or the key lights or key light airs. That'll probably give you somewhere between $100, $200 on the lighting. Elgato Wave 3, $100, $130 on the microphone, $200 webcam, or you can use your phone and use a cam link, or you can use your phone and some software that Elgato has software, and then you can directly hook it up to your computer, and you can use your phone as a webcam. That'll be probably really good for a lot of you. Use that with something like StreamYard, syncs up your audio throughout, and you're good. So you can do this for like under $500, have near perfect live streaming. And the thing is, if you want to do stationary YouTube videos from your desk, you can do the videos and record that way as well, especially with StreamYard. free, linked in the description down below, or use one of their affordable plans. Thank you, StreamYard, once again. Plug there. But yeah, it's reasonable to make high quality content. Smartphones do a great job, whether you're doing recorded video or YouTube Shorts. Editing software, Adobe Rush is fantastic. LumaFusion is fantastic. Canva has a free video editor now. Like graphics, you don't need Photoshop. I love Photoshop. You can use Photoshop, or you can use Canva, $0. You could use GIMP, $0. You can use Photopea, as in peas in pod, photopea.com. Use Photopea. You can use so many of these things, right? Make really good thumbnails. Really Affinity Photo. Like I think it's on sale. It's like $39 or something. It's like Affinity Photo. Make great thumbnails. Affinity Designer, same thing. Pay one time, no subscription, unlike Adobe. I just like Adobe. It's fine. It's affordable as far as I'm concerned. It's like, but the $10 a month, like you get the Creative Suite, $60 a month. What is that? $2 a day? It's coffee money. Starbucks. That's Viper Starbucks. Like for the Adobe Suite. So like, you see what I'm saying? It's like it's practical to do this, but if you feel like there's something holding you back, there's a version of it for you that's like closer to that $0 of I have a phone and I have $0 software. Okay, great. You can actually do all of this. And you can do recorded video, you can do shorts, you can do live streaming, and it'll be good. Or again, to $500, you get really good Elgato stuff. And then when you're later ready to use like real cameras and upgrades, you start out doing that and then build from there. But you'll have lights and microphones that are really good, and they'll last you your whole career off of that $500 like initial investment. Those lights and that microphone still good to go once you upgrade to cameras for video or live streaming.
No doubt.
So yeah, I mean, there's a way. There's like you're not priced out of doing this. I just want to encourage y'all. You're not priced out of this.
Oh. So Melly Thinko, first off, appreciate the super chat. So
thank you. Melly Cinco is like one of my biggest fans.
No doubt. I'm gonna make this as simple as I can for you. My only advice to you is to just start. That's literally it. Once you start, everything else will take care of itself. But just start.
I would hop into trends, and I would look at what like Tasty is doing, and I would like try to outdo them. To be honest with you, because that means you can siphon from the algorithm. Here's something you could tap into trends. Like I would have done like a cake decorating thing off of the theme of like Squid Game. I would have made like pink soldier cupcakes or cookies. And another thing you could have done theoretically is if you know like you could a way to collab kind of what a big YouTuber would be, like sending a big YouTuber making like if like all right, I'll give you one that might blow you up. Like make MrBeast a custom cake for 100 million subscribers on your channel. Boom. Like, because that's a moment that the community is going to celebrate. There's going to be all kinds of people doing stuff to celebrate MrBeast. Make a custom MrBeast cake with his logo, like, and celebrating 100 million subscribers when he gets there. That's one thing. I would still try to hop on this Squid Game thing. You could do seasonal stuff. Everyone will do seasonal stuff. The Squid Game thing is there's still probably room to do that, especially if they do a real trailer for season 2 anytime soon. So I would drop on trends, memes, and things like that. Large creators. There's so many things. So if you're doing like decorations and cake and cookie stuff, it's not just also that pop culture stuff. The Mandalorian, Star Wars is coming back and stuff like that. A really good example of someone who's done this successfully is Rosanna Pensino, OG YouTuber in the cooking space. Yep. So that's definitely something we've seen before. And so I would look into doing things like that. Like a Pokemon game releases, I would do that. Like boom. Like so that's the kind of thing that I would do is I would tap into trends, culture, pop culture, tentpole events, releases, big TV show franchises, popular creators. And by popular creators, I mean people with over 1 million, not me. Like, so Yeah, so stuff like that is what I'd probably look at.
Guys, the limit, y'all. Guys, the limit. Get out here
Yeah.
and create content. Just get out there and start creating, baby.
Off the top
Yep.
of my head, that's probably my best advice for that off the top of my head. What I consider Discord is a great tool for communities. Yeah, 1000%. And another channel out there, Cakes by Choppa. Yeah, definitely look at that. Cheap Play says, for creating a website for how would you go about a gaming channel doing that? Consider looking into this company, this creator economy company called Fourth Wall. You can look at them. You can look at another one called Serial. They're both creator economy companies. I've talked with people at Serial. I'm trying to talk to people at Fourth Wall. Just for disclosure, I'm not an investor in either of those companies, so don't worry about conflicts of interest. I'm not an investor, not yet. If I do become one, I'll let you know. But I'm not yet. But that could happen. Who knows? Because I'm getting there. Like Viper, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I would look at those as far as websites. Obviously, most people they build stuff on Squarespace, Wix, and you can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. But um, Fourth Wall and Serial aim to basically kind of combine what Patreon gives you with what like a Squarespace would give you. So that seems like a very powerful thing, especially for you in the gaming space. So I would really strongly consider that. Oh, for those of you on the brand deal side, as long as I have you all there, I'm going to drop a link for something. And I definitely encourage you to sign up for this. And I am an investor in this. Me and MrBeast both actually are investors in this company. It's called Creative Juice. And so I'm dropping a link for you guys there. Get a Juice account. It's going to be free. It's free, but here's the deal with this. A lot of you are talking about brand deals. I use this to capture money for my brand deals now and to do my invoicing. And they are essentially banking for creators. And it's financial tools for creators. And so there's a lot of interesting things with that. And like I said, this is a company that MrBeast is invested in, and that's what put me onto it. And I'm now doing some collaborations with them. I'm also an angel investor and an advisor. And so, just so you know that, yes, I have a financial incentive tied to this company, but I do want to show you some like really interesting, like unique data that I get. And this is like a free tool. Let me share this on the screen here, Viper. So, Viper, this is really interesting for me to find out that 27% of my revenue comes from evergreen content and 33% of my overall content is evergreen. You can generate a media kit off of this, and you can edit and put in your own brand deal rates, and you can share this. And so you'd get like a link to be able to share this, and you can like also preview it and see, well, what's the brand gonna see if I link them to this. And so they make this process simple, but you can also like invoice. There's other things you can do like Juice Boost, where you can actually get access to your AdSense money early, since YouTube has this like a 30-day delay cycle. And you can actually put multiple YouTube channels in here. They also give you some discounts, and you can always withdraw your money here. And they also give you a virtual debit card. So I've linked that in the chat here. I'm also going to put it in the description. But I did want to make you guys aware of this because we talked about brand deals earlier. I'm getting to cancel my QuickBooks, Viper. I'm canceling my QuickBooks because I can use this to invoice for free now. So since I can use this to invoice for my brand deals for free, capture my funds, and then I can transfer it to my regular bank, or I can use my debit card as a virtual debit card. I'm just using this for a bunch of stuff, and I canceled my QuickBooks.
Nice. Very nice.
Yep. So I just wanted to let people know that exists. I'm going to link it in the description here. I'm going to tell you, get a Creative Juice account for free. And I think they give you $10 when you sign up and fund your account with anything. So like if you put any money into the account, even if it's like, you know, $10, they'll give you like another $10 for free. So if you fund it. So yeah, get $10 in your account at sign up. I think that's the promotion right now. I think that's definitely good until the end of the month here. And so that's just another resource that's out there for you. It's $0. So you can just try it out. You can sign up. And if you like don't like it, you don't understand it. First of all, you can ask me questions if you don't understand it. And you can probably contact their team easily on Twitter if you don't understand what's going on. But again, I'm in it. MrBeast is, Graham Stephan, Justin Khan from Twitch, original founder of Twitch, exited after selling to Amazon. Shelby Church, I think Carter Scherer is also like, you know, so like a lot of established creators, we actually believe in this thing, we're using it. And I'm out here helping them trying to actually make the thing better. I'm going to help them with some of the design on that and the mobile app. So, yeah. So I think that that's one more resource that you can use in terms of like your brand deal stuff. Because like the hardest thing, Viper, a lot of people don't realize this. I'm trying to actually, I need to do some more videos about this. Capturing money is a very interesting process on the brand deal side. Mm-hmm. You and I were talking about this, about like things like net 15, net 30, net 60, net 90, and negotiating like, well, when do I actually get paid? So like negotiating those terms, that's like something a lot of people don't talk about. And the other thing is like, okay, well, where does the money go? If you have the money go to your PayPal, money gets taken out before it gets to your PayPal account. And then when you want to transfer from your PayPal account to your regular bank account, money gets taken out again. You're losing money twice. Yeah. For the convenience of PayPal. And then I had a horror story about, 2 months ago? I think you remember this, Viper. I added an email address and they were going to lock my PayPal account for 72 hours.
Yikes.
I added an email address because I launched a new Shopify store and I need to add a new email. Like if I didn't like, you know, tweet at them and be like, hey, y'all, I can't, 72 hours is too much, whatever. And dude, I had to send them like, for them to verify my thing and unlock my account in under 24 hours, dude, I had to send them like my whole like tax return. Like not just, verify with your information, confirm your identity with your ID, social security number. And they had all of that information, by the way. Dude, they wanted me to literally to verify the legitimacy of my like business. They wanted me to upload my whole freaking tax return, dude.
Damn, that's rough.
That's crazy. I mean, it's a good thing I had like alternatives and other things. I have things like Stripe. I have things now like Juice and like, but geez, man. Like, that's crazy.
That's a lot of crazy, man. That's a lot of crazy. Damn. Whew. Ain't nobody got time for all
just
that.
Just because no, just because you change or add. I didn't even change my primary email address, dude. I added another one. I didn't even want it to be my primary. Just added it because I started another part of my business and I wanted the emails to match. Like, sheesh.
Yeah, got to be careful about how you doing things out here. All types of red tape if you're not careful. Rough.
Yeah, so like I mean, you know, that's one of those things to where it's like that you remember how I talk about diversifying your income? Well, you also need to like diversify the ways in which you are capturing and processing payment, because you can get like locked out of something like, I mean, do you realize how many, like if you can't use PayPal, there's so many things you can't do if that ever happens, which is like, that's terrifying when I realized that. So I talked to a couple of platforms and I'm like, I took some of the things that I had assigned to go through PayPal and I took them out of PayPal. And so now I'm much more diversified on how I process my money. So like I have stuff that comes through Juice. I have stuff that goes directly to my business bank account with my traditional bank. So it's like, and now because of Juice, I have like a banking relationship where they understand what a creator is. You're less likely to ever do freezes on my account for just doing so many transactions, because traditional banks will freeze your account because they're like, hey, you release a product, you sell a bunch of merch. It's like they're like, hey, what's with all these transactions? Traditional banks will do that. You do too many like transactions and they'll be like, hey, that's suspicious, or hey, and then you can't get to your money. And that's terrifying. Yep. You can get locked out of PayPal. That's terrifying. Like, so for me, I have PayPal, Stripe, I have Creative Juice, and I have my traditional bank. And so I have multiple ways to process payment because I'm just terrified to like have something where I don't have any options in terms of how to capture funds.
No, it makes sense.
Sounds like a lot of extra work, but it's like it's safe than the alternative.
Yeah, there's not too many things working like having your money locked up. That's not a good look.
Oh, yeah. So like, no. So I'm decentralized in terms of my payment processing and diversified. Like I'm like, okay, I need to decentralize this. I need to decentralize and diversify everything. I need to decentralize and diversify everything. Everything. Yeah. Yeah. But Viper, do you have anything else before we go that you want to talk about, or anything going on?
No, I think we covered a lot of stuff. We've been here 2.5 hours. We covered a lot of stuff. I think we're good to go. The only other thing I can say to you all is to just keep doing your thing, keep grinding. Eventually your moment will come. If you do this long enough, and you stay committed to the grind, your time will come. You will have your moment. What you do in that moment, that's another matter entirely, but you'll have your moment.
Hey, MrBeast grinded for years, dude. And 6 years ago, he had 10,000 subs. Like, not that long ago, he was a small creator. Not that long ago. Like, people really in a hurry with what they can do in a year instead of thinking about what they can do with 10, man. Like,
no doubt, man.
He was dreaming about being a YouTuber since before he was like 13 years old, man. 10 years, man. Like, I've been in the grind for a minute. Like, I mean, I started in the workforce young. I was like 17. I worked for other people for 10 years. I worked for myself for 10 years. I have both experiences, dude. Like, so I have both experiences. I know what a difference a decade can make when you apply it one way versus another. I know what it looks like to do things for a long time and to get good at them, or to do them and not get good at them. You have to taste it. So stuff like that. Grace, thank you for dropping in. If y'all are not on Clubhouse, you need to be, and you can be on whether you're on Android or iPhone. Come by in the mornings for Viper's Coffee Talk. Actually, Viper, do you want to plug Coffee Talk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, morning, every weekday morning on Clubhouse, I host a room called Coffee Talk, where I always we get people together and we pretty much get together and talk about anything and everything. Roberto drops by a lot of times. We talk about current events. We talk about the creator economy, YouTubing, social media. We talk about a bunch of things. Food. Oh yeah, we talk about anything and everything. So every weekday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you guys want to hop in and chit chat with us on Coffee Talk on Clubhouse, you can do that. You can do that.
Absolutely. And if you are a tech creator or a tech enthusiast, a tech consumer, a tech connoisseur of any kind, you can subscribe to Viper's YouTube channel. I'll try to remember to link that in the description, but you can also look him up. And it's also, I think, in my community tab. You just type in Viper with 3 Ys. And so, yep. But yeah, if you are a tech enthusiast of any kind, enjoy Viper's content, but do not subscribe if you're not going to watch the videos. It doesn't help. Doesn't help. So please don't do that. Don't mess up his algorithm. But yeah, also, feel free to drop in for Coffee Talk. It ends up being very interesting a lot of times. It's one of my favorite things every week. It's Monday through Friday. I come in a couple of times out of the week. Chantel, thank you for dropping Viper's link over there. Thank you for that.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes. So, yep. And you can follow either of us on Clubhouse. So, yeah. But yeah, just keep at it, y'all. I mean, I'm gonna be back to regular content here. Thank you for joining us. I know it's been a minute since I put out a video. Like I said, it's the move. The move really took a lot out of me. It was a lot of focus, but it's like YouTube helped give me the American dream. YouTube helped me start a successful business outside of YouTube. It helped me become a public speaker and gave me the opportunity to travel and meet people from all walks of life and all over the world. I think when I finally find the right girl, it's probably going to be because of everything YouTube did for me. Like, and it let me buy a house and have the American dream for myself. It's like YouTube's changed my life. It's not an exaggeration. YouTube's
Bro,
changed my life.
if I ever find a girl, it's gonna have to be because YouTube, because I refuse to use dating app. I'm not doing that. It better have to be because of YouTube.
We'll talk about that on your stream next time I'm on your stream, because that'll be hilarious. Like, it's like, actually, like, it's like next time I'm at a conference, or if Vid Summit wants to host a speed dating. No, actually they may not do that because of cancel culture. Like, but like,
I don't
but
know
yeah,
if they're ready. I don't know if they're ready for that. I don't know if they're ready for that.
no, it's like, but it's like I need my famous friends to hook me up and get me an invite to that Raya app that's like for like influencers or whatever. Like but yeah. So I mean, but yeah, that's a whole nother thing. It's a whole nother thing.
Whole nother thing.
We'll talk about that on your show. We'll talk about that on your show.
Definitely.
Well, also, guys, I'm gonna do some more. Believe it or not, especially for the holidays, I'm gonna do some more stuff on my More Roberto Blake channel. Believe it or not, because I actually am gonna kind of vlog some of this first time home owner thing and some of my experiences. And there's also some like really down to earth content I want to make. And honestly, I might just start like actually making some content on that More Roberto Blake channel about cool stuff to do here in Atlanta, because like vaccinated, like going back out, especially with the holidays, and because I'm a foodie and I like eating and stuff like that. So it's like I might actually once a week or so actually start posting more to the more Roberto Blake content and just showing you, like, I mean, I can show you guys some stuff here around like the office. I do have a like official office tour for the main channel I'm doing, but I'm going to show some more behind the scenes of it on the more channel. And then I'll actually show you guys what I did with my bedroom in terms of like, I did a minimalist, really cool aesthetic to my master bedroom that's really dope. And I haven't painted yet, but like I also have some like really cool artwork. I can show you guys some stuff with my personal photography there. There's like all this cool stuff that I want to do that doesn't fit the main channel. So I'm just going to start actually kind of vlogging. I didn't think I had an interesting enough life to bother vlogging, but apparently I do. So I'll kind of play with that a little bit. Oh yeah, and there's like one more cool thing for you while I have you here. Especially since we are talking Squid Game. And this is the last thing, and then we'll go for real. But I want to show them something, Viper. If you go and you check out youtube.com/zenbuster, this is my music channel right now. Me and my producer Frost, and then also I have some like other producers I work with on Fiverr. We're doing some music content. Recently, we dropped like this Squid Game lo-fi, and we have the short version, and then we have like an hour-long loop of it. Both of these are really dope if you're into Squid Game and you want to see like what we did with that. So that stuff is actually kind of cool. We also have the Lo-Fi Zodiac stuff that we're releasing, and we have a bunch of original tracks. I've made a bunch of like mixtapes and compilations of the audio and the music here. We even have 24/7 Lo-Fi radio going on. I had an original character designed for this. Still haven't given her a name yet, but I designed her based on my sisters and then commissioned an artist to do it. So if you guys want to check out Zenbuster Music and you want to listen to some tunes there, this is a project I started 10 months ago. I started this project 10 months ago, so it hasn't even been a year yet. 1,000+ subscribers. We got some really good views for having like 1,000 subscriber channel. It's a faceless channel. And again, it's music. It's really dope. The best video on it has like 13,000 views for that track. So it's good stuff. And I just also want to use this to encourage y'all that like new YouTubers do get play from YouTube. Like new YouTubers do get play from YouTube. We've experimented with shorts on that. We're finding it's not as good for music as we thought. At least not in our experiments. the hour-long loops and even the live premieres and stuff crushes it. The 24-hour live stream crushes it. So this shows you that there's room for doing a lot of different things on YouTube, a lot of different genres of content, and you can start with something new. And again, we've got these like 10-hour loops of music that strangers play, and like 70% of the views are from non-subscribers, and like 99% of the views on this 13K one are from non-subscribers. So like, if you don't think YouTube pushes new channels in the algorithm, it absolutely does. And there's definitely opportunity. And if you want to check out what I've done on Zenbuster Music, by commissioning artists and musicians and people to help me with that, again, on a faceless channel, you can actually see some of what we got going on there. And most of this is non-subscribers. And actually, we get traffic from even people playing this on their TVs and on their gaming consoles and setting it in the background while they're like doing housework or while they're Uber driving or whatever. So like, I mean, there's all kinds of opportunities out here in these YouTube streets for different types of content. And you don't always have to show your face. There's a lot of you that are like, you know, shy or introverted. You don't want to show your face. You can do something like this. And there's just all these opportunities. Melly, I might need a singer for some stuff. That might be dope. So you can do a faceless channel. You can do different genres. Non-subscribers watch most of your stuff a lot of the time, and YouTube can and will push out videos, and you can get thousands of views, like 1,000, 2K, 13K. Like you can get thousands of views even as a small YouTuber without like even without, in a lot of cases, again, most of this is not external push from me, by the way. I checked the data. Like this is largely YouTube's algorithm figuring out what music people like. So there's all these kinds of interesting opportunities out there for different types of channels, not just what you see is popular on YouTube. There's stuff that is like not mega popular, but macro popular in a trend or a niche. There are channels that do the music thing that are bigger than me. My friend Frost, who makes some of my music, he has, I think, 20 or 30,000 subscribers. He's consulted with me before. He makes a full-time living off his Spotify royalties because of the traffic from his 20,000 small YouTube channel gets him massive plays on Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon, and he can live off the royalties from his music as a full-time music and beats creator. And then he also gets commissions from people like me. And so there's all kinds of opportunity out here in YouTube, y'all. It's not just for the people you see that are mad popular. There's all kinds of stuff out there.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Opportunity, baby. Opportunity.
Indeed. Yeah. OB Toys. I have a successful 58K faceless channel built with only a cell phone. It can be done. Yeah, dude. For a long time, Star Wars Theory, one of my favorite channels. I don't miss an upload from Star Wars Theory. Star Wars Theory, I think, started out in like a busted iPhone 2, like, and didn't show his face before either. Like, yeah, I think he got to like 600K before he ever showed his face or something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It can be done. It can be done. By the way, that's it, y'all. Have a wonderful evening out there. Stay awesome. And you know what, Viper, if you're down, we can try and make Sundays regular again.
I'm down, man. I just keep say the word, baby. Just say the word.
What do y'all want us to do every Sunday? We can do every Sunday. I think we can do every Sunday. Y'all want every Sunday? Let me know. Like, y'all want every Sunday. Like, I need to hear it in the chat right now. Y'all want us to come back every Sunday? Because I'm going to upload regular videos throughout the week too. But you want us every Sunday?
Let them know, y'all. Let them know.
And if y'all haven't smashed the like button, do that right now if you want every Sunday. Like, if you want every Sunday, I need you to smash the like button right now. Every single one of y'all watching right now, if you have not smashed that like button, I need it right now.
You got a bunch of
not even playing.
That's what we like to see right there. That's what we like to see.
Yep. Do it. Do it now. Execute Order 66 on that like button right now. Let's go.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. By popular demand, by your leave, by popular demand, we'll do it. We'll do it live.
We're doing it. We're doing it, y'all. We're doing it.
All right, y'all. Stay awesome. Take care.
Peace.